All the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
My fellow Americans, RC Hill here from RC Hill Mitsubishi. I think it's high time we celebrate and break free from your old ride and declare your independence in a nicer, newer car for just $7 down. Have you been feeling put down? Then it's time to let freedom ride. So keep your cash and drive a new 23 Outlander for just $7 down. So kick your old ride to the curb and let freedom ride for just $7 down. But hurry, this celebration ends soon. I'm RC Hill, your car dealer next door. Get free at rchill.com.
Life is full of ifs. If you see potential in every day, if you push for that promotion, and even bigger ifs like if you say, I do. If you can cash flow like a pro and get paid up to 2 days early, if you can safeguard against surprises and supercharge your savings, the if in life becomes less iffy. Regions Life Banking makes it possible. If you're interested.
Let's talk about the if in life. Regions Bank, embrace the if in life.
Regions Bank, member FDIC.
If you suffered an injury at a place of business, dial pound wall. That's all. Morgan & Morgan.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Find out at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GREEN. 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 Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. You are now listening to The Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
Yeah, that's right, guys. Here we go on a Monday edition of The Jim Colbert Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate that greatly. And we do have a good, fun program for you today. Plus, the last week of opportunities for you to win $1,000. So to stick in close, we had a winner on Friday.
Yeah, we did.
Looking to add to that as well. Welcome to the program. I am Jim. We will get you caught up on what's happening out there. Deb's Woke News will do that around 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock hour. We'll talk some sports. Brandon Kravitz finally makes it back in the studio. 5 o'clock hour trivia. And 6 o'clock we'll end it up with Ross Thoughts and our buddy Ray Trindley from TK Law, finishing up the Divorce Myths series we've been handling. Plus, we'll do last call, your calls, text, and talkbacks. And, like I said, 4 opportunities for you to win $1,000. Welcome to the program. I am Jim. To my left, my lovely and very dangerous co-host, Ms. Deb Roberts.
Hello there.
Straight ahead producer Jack Bradshaw.
Good afternoon.
Comedy alien Ross Padgett.
No HOA until I DIE.
407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Find us easily on social media, Instagram, Facebook at The Jim Colbert Show. You can find us every day on Twitter at Just Jim Colbert Show and all days, at JimColbertLive.com. It's weird when the music cuts out on me. I hate that.
You outkicked your coverage.
I know. We need to get a longer bed there. I love it when the music is going the entire time. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Yes, sir?
We always try and reach the Ross introduction. And, and that was, it came up like, it died right during it.
Yep. Green is your 3 o'clock keyword. GREEN. Go to realradio.fm. Send that away. Maybe you can win that $1,000. Had a winner on Friday. Andrew, I believe, was the gentleman's name who took home the $1,000.
Yes, sir.
4 o'clock hour.
It's kind of hard not to take that personally.
What's that?
You guys had a winner Friday. I was off Friday.
Yeah.
One day I take off. More people
you?
Listen. More people call. I'm just saying.
Did you win? Was it you?
Yeah.
No. You know you can't win.
What'd you end up doing?
What did I end up doing?
And by the way, I apologize for my voice in advance. It sounds like I'm going through puberty again.
What'd you do?
I went to a nightclub this weekend and had to scream talk to my guests. So we were only there for like 45 minutes, just enough time to completely destroy my voice.
Yeah, what'd you do for your birthday Friday?
So the first thing I did, I woke up and I saw Oppenheimer. I saw a 10:40 showing of Oppenheimer.
10:40 a.m.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so a little coffee and then straight to a really uplifting movie.
I was going to say, what a weird movie to see first thing on your birthday.
What a weird time to go see a movie.
Guess what?
10 o'clock in the morning?
24 hours and 5 minutes later, I went to see Oppenheimer at 10:45 on Sunday morning.
You guys are like old men. Did you guys hold hands and go to Ruby Tuesdays for the Scrod?
Well, I'm all about this matinee life.
Yeah, I bet you are.
Here's the thing. It depends on the movie. If I'm going to see Barbie, honestly, the best time to see Barbie, in my opinion, would be a Friday, Saturday night, a Sunday night, that opening weekend, because of that collective animal-packed crowd.
Yeah.
Someone laughs. Laughter is contagious. You have a better experience. Oppenheimer isn't really getting people chuckling.
No.
To what he said, I saw Barbie 10:25 on Saturday morning.
Did you really?
Yeah.
What is the demo for Barbie?
It's everything.
I understand that everybody's going to see the movie, but I've heard it's like 60% women going to see this movie. Is that accurate?
So, yeah, the weekend box office said it was 60% female. There's some adult themes and stuff, so it's not a kids movie. It's PG-13.
Right? Yeah. I knew that. Yeah.
But it's really geared towards that 30, 40. I would even lean 50-year-old woman. My sisters in their 60s, they grew up with that original Barbie line.
Oh, yeah.
Of stuff. So I think it just has such a wide appeal, which is why you saw a $155 million opening.
Yeah, it's a gigantic opening. But the movie, it's weird. I was trying to explain to my wife about it because she really had no interest. I said, we have to go see these two movies. She said, what movies are those? I'm like, well, we have to go see Oppenheimer, and then we have to see the Barbie movie. She didn't even blink when I said Oppenheimer. That was like an automatic okay. But when I said Barbie movie, she did that stereotypical, pulled her computer screen down so I could just see her eyes, and then gave me that Barbie movie type thing. And I said, well, they're using Barbie as a catalyst to tell a story of a much deeper meaning, but it's supposed to be very funny. And a little deeper than what people are giving it credit for. And, of course, it's throwing it back to all those things that if you grew up playing with Barbies or being around Barbie stuff, you're going to recognize almost as a nostalgic throwback. But really the movie is way deeper than that, right?
Well, it's got some serious messages. It talks about the male patriarchy in society here, women's role, women's different shared experience, like things that women have to do they're just expected to do that are just totally alien to the male lifestyle. It's just really well done. Funny throughout. I laughed out loud several times. I really enjoyed it.
Who stuck out acting wise? Because every clip I've seen, Kate McKinnon seems to be the one who is like delivering a lot of the comedy because of the nature of her character. Is that accurate?
That is absolutely accurate. Ryan Gosling, just because of his cluelessness,
right? Yeah.
is very put in a lot of funny moments. But Kate McKinnon, she's weird Barbie.
Oh, yeah.
She represents the Barbie that's been overplayed with, where the person might have cut the hair off, drew their own markers to draw makeup on it.
That's
and
very
stuff.
funny.
Yeah, it was.
That's really funny premise. I would have never thought about that.
Yeah, but it features all like the products through the product line and
like the houses and the Corvettes and the elevator and the whole 9 yards.
All of it.
That's so great.
I think that's what the people who had Barbie growing up connect with on that nostalgic level is the fact that, yep, that's her dream house. That's the Corvette.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Do they bring any other toys from that era into play, like the Easy Bake Oven, or do they make any reference to any other things?
They do not, because I was waiting for G.I. Joe a Kung Fu Grip to drop in. Because in my house, that was the scene. My sisters had the Barbie.
Sure.
I had that, the full-size G.I. Joe.
Yeah, like the 11-inch.
Look at that. You're still proud.
Yeah.
Full-size one. No jump, no mini anything.
Later on, in the 80s, they went to the minis after, I believe, the whole Star Wars action figure success of the smaller action figure.
Oh, yeah, you got to have the big one, though. And then also, we used to, I'd hear about people hooking up the $6 million man with Barbie.
Yeah, yep. I had the $6 million man, so he needed a date.
Yeah, he got around.
He needed his own bionic woman, bionic Barbie.
He didn't do too badly for somebody who's not hung.
Skipper didn't seem to.
He's unhung.
Jim, originally you asked what demo was the movie Barbie made for?
Yeah, I mean, I
think I have an easier time telling you who it's not made for than who it's made for.
Who's not going to enjoy the Barbie movie?
I mean, straight up, let's just call it for what it is. Like older, burly men.
So you don't think I would enjoy it?
I think that movie was not made for you. Call me crazy.
That's funny. I wonder why. Because I like funny. I mean, it's. I mean,
I think you can appreciate the comedy.
Do you agree with him? Do you think I'm not going to see the? I'm not going to enjoy it?
No, I think you're going to appreciate the comedy in it, and I think you're a little more open-minded. I think the blowback you're getting is from a more narrow-minded writer wing.
I know that they seem to have a problem with it, which I don't have a problem with anything like that because I'm not one of those narrow people that think like that.
Yeah, I think you'll appreciate it.
I mean, I go to musicals. I like musicals. I like art. So I mean, I like people who perform and do a good job, or even attempt to do a good job. I can see that.
They're coming down on Barbie on the.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Matt Gates' name has been thrown in there. That's all you need to know.
Well, we all know she's too old for him.
Yeah. Oh.
Yes.
Way too old.
Yes. Way too old.
Deb.
So Oppenheimer, good.
Very.
Yeah.
I mean. As soon as I walked out of the theater, I had a hard time trying to find a better biopic that I have experienced.
Really?
For me, my top two biopics are Ray and now Oppenheimer. It was fascinating. It was painfully interesting. Chris Nolan nailed it when it comes to telling this story that was interesting. I was very intrigued because he had a very complex life and history.
Right, yeah.
I'm happy I did a small amount of research before I saw the film. That helped out my experience of viewing Oppenheimer.
I've done some reading on it as well. The only thing I read that I wondered how they were going to turn into a movie outside of the obvious would be the fact that he wasn't really well liked by his peers. That he was kind of a difficult person to be around or to get to like or something like that. So obviously you can see where somebody has ideas of that level and scientific knowledge of that level and are unique personality wise, how you work with people like that to get to the answer. I mean, is that accurate at all?
Well, I mean, I walked in going, are they going to paint him as a good guy? Because it's hard to paint the guy who created, a game-changing weapon as a good guy, even though it's still, how are you going to explain that? And I thought the movie did that flawlessly of not really painting him as a good guy or a bad guy, but just really a complex, dark individual who was, depending on how you look at it, unfortunately very smart.
Yeah. So with that said, I thought the technology, was it initially developed solely for a weapon?
Wait.
The idea of nuclear fission or fusion.
So
the idea of that, of the atomic bomb.
One thing that the movie did, I thought quite well, Jack, you also saw it, was the 1930s was like puberty for science, and especially when it comes to nuclear anything.
Right, yeah.
That decade, I mean, Einstein didn't think a nuclear weapon was possible until like 38 or 39. He just didn't think that we would be able to contain those, atoms
elements,
and all those elements to be able to contain and explode on demand. So it was just a fascinating film, and
it's like a history lesson almost.
Very history lesson.
Yes.
Absolutely, 1,000%.
It's funny. Ross said he did his research before. I did mine after. Like I took in the movie,
wanted to see how accurate it was.
Loved it, and then whenever I see something based on a true story, I like seeing. Like I'll search what was true in the movie, and they go through these certain points of where he kind of embellished a little bit, and it was very little. It was very little, but it just so well done. I mean, the guy makes Chris Nolan makes a masterful movie. I think you definitely have several Oscar nominations for Best Picture, Best Actor, Best Supporting Actor, and Robert Downey Jr., who was fantastic. I had no idea on the historical level. I had to do a paper about Truman back in college, and I talked a bit about Oppenheimer in that, but I had no idea about the whole storyline that involved the character of that Robert Downey Jr. played.
Interestingly, the only thing I've read about it outside of it being a good movie and making $70 million less than the Barbie movie, which they felt like a shot. But
no, that was expected. The amount of budgeting that went into Barbie and marketing Not two different budgets when it comes to marketing.
Both exceeded expectations. So in the face of Barbie, they I think predicting $65 million for Oppenheimer. So they were thrilled that they exceeded that.
Yeah.
A lot of it coming on the IMAX, the extra cost for IMAX and viewing.
And by the way, we thought there was an IMAX movie in Florida. There's not. I mean, there is, but it's in Fort Lauderdale. The actual film IMAX, it's not. Even the one that you see here in Central Florida is digital IMAX. Digital IMAX, not the same as the film, which is 3 hours away.
I thought there was one in Central Florida, but I have learned that there's different levels of IMAX.
Yeah. Right? So many. And the big thing that everyone wants when you go to an IMAX theater is that bigger theater, so that bigger screen, so you're literally getting more image. Fun fact about this movie, Oppenheimer, it's the third highest grossing opening weekend for a Nolan film. 1 and 2 were Dark Knight Rises and Dark Knight.
Yeah.
So
the two
outside of the
movies,
superhero films, this is his best opening weekend.
Indiana Jones was 2.5 hours long. Mission Impossible, 2.5 hours long. Oppenheimer, 3 hours long.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones, I was thinking they should have wrapped this up a half hour ago.
Sure, yeah.
Mission Impossible felt right, and 3 hours, I was interested the whole way, enjoyed it.
Yeah, the thing I'm hearing is the three things that made news this weekend about Oppenheimer, outside of it being a great movie, was the Florence Pugh sex scene did not play well in India. Also, that Robert Downey Jr. basically stole the movie. Like, every scene he's in is very memorable, and his performance was amazing. That's what I'm hearing.
And I think the biggest news was it was a 3-hour movie with 20 minutes of previews. I managed my fluids properly going into it. I did not have to leave to take a bathroom break.
All right, 407-916-1041. Good job of doing that and not giving one spoiler there. Great job.
I think we know how Oppenheimer ends. Or do we?
All right.
That was only part 1, though.
Yeah. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. There's a new sport on the rise. We'll talk about that today. Jamie Foxx finally talks, but he doesn't really say what happened. My wife had a couple ideas. I don't think it's much different than any of the other ideas out there. Elon Musk changes the Twitter bird to an X. Let's see. And a new theme park is coming, but not exactly where you think it is. Those are just a few things we have to talk about today. Deb, news?
A soundproof room was reportedly found in the alleged Gilgo Beach killer's New York home. The Miami-Dade police director is in critical but stable condition after a really mysterious shooting. And beachgoers are being urged not to go on a treasure hunt. We'll tell you why and more coming up next during Woke News.
You got it. 407-916-1041. Green is your 3 o'clock keyword, GREEN. Go to realradio.fm and send it away for your chance at $1,000. Back with Deb's news and more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Need to hear someone else's opinions before reconciling your own internal phobias? We got you, fam. Hey, Alexa, play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
The right lane is blocked due to an accident on State Road 535 heading northbound between Poinciana Boulevard and the Greenway. You can expect delays due to an accident blocking the right lane on CR 46A heading eastbound at I-4. There's bumper-to-bumper traffic on Florida's Turnpike heading northbound between Oakland Exchange and Scrub J Lane. You can expect delays on I-4 eastbound between Parr Street and Lee Road. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
I'm back, and look at all the Fresh from Florida produce I brought home.
Fresh from Florida produce is fresh as fresh can get.
It's refreshing to know that locally grown Fresh from Florida produce is available year-round.
Well, that's a breath of fresh air.
Look for Fresh from Florida where you shop.
From the Florida Department of Agriculture.
Hey, everybody.
Car crash? Call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Summer's almost here. Time to get swimsuit ready for the pool parties and beach vacations. And for the confidence to look your very best, get RM3 from Red Mountain Weight Loss. RM3 works on your belly, hips, and thighs, attacking unhealthy fat and reshaping your body, all while helping you lose up to 20 pounds or more per month. There's simply no faster way to get swimsuit ready than with RM3. It's safe and effective for men and women, and it's all natural, so it won't make you nervous or jittery. RM3 helps overcome issues that cause weight gain, like a slowing metabolism, hormone imbalance, or menopause. This patented medication is available only by prescription, and you can only get it at Red Mountain Weight Loss. So trust the experts at Red Mountain Weight Loss for programs that are doctor supervised and highly successful. Lose weight and look great, just in time for summer with RM3. Dial pound 250 from your cell phone right now and use the keyword Red Mountain Weight Loss. That's pound 250 keyword Red Mountain Weight Loss.
Rent is due and money is tight. You could A, pay a huge late fee, or B, get an Amscot cash advance and avoid it. Amscot, up to $500 fast. No credit check. Some restrictions apply, subject to approval.
Hey guys, let me tell you about Rebath in Mid-Florida. These guys are awesome. If you are looking to remodel or replace a bathroom in your home, you have to consider Rebath. Before you contact your contractor, before you call that friend of a friend of a friend or your brother-in-law's friend, get with these guys. Here's why. They only remodel or replace bathrooms. This is all they do. They're exceptionally good at it. Been doing it here for about 10 plus years in Central Florida. I've endorsed them for 8 plus of those years. And in all the bathrooms that we've helped sell, not one time, not a text, not an email, not nothing have I ever received one complaint about the products or the service. And there's a reason, because they are great at this and their products are amazing. You can actually see them. Go to 436 up in Altamont. They're right across from Kobe. That's where you'll find the showroom. Slide in there and look at what they have to offer. Now, when you see what they have inside, you're going to think, wow, I guess I'll just pick one of these bathrooms and they install it. That's not the case at all. Those bathrooms you see inside, those are just to show you what the products look like. Every bathroom from Rebath is a custom bathroom, and they do it all. The tub, the toilet, the sink, the lighting, the cabinetry, the tiles, they have it all there. And yeah, they can recreate those bathrooms you see in magazines and on TV. That's what they do, and they do it quite well. Daryl Payne from Paw Affection Dog Training got 2 from these guys, and he was showing me those pictures like he was showing pictures of his kids. He was so happy. That's what they can do for you. Change the feel of your entire home. Log on today and book your appointment. Your new bathroom is right there in Altamont at rebathmidfla.com.
Deals on the McD app are kind of like cool breezes on a hot summer day. You don't know when they're coming, but when they hit, there's nothing quite like them. Save time and get back to summer fun when you order ahead on the app. Pick up a juicy, tender McCrispy, golden fries, and a refreshing Dr. Pepper. It's 30% off your entire order when you spend $5 using mobile order and pay on the McD app. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Offer valid 6/1/23 through 12/31/23 at participating McDonald's. Valid once a day. Dr. Pepper is a registered trademark of Dr. Pepper 7UP, Inc.
A meal at McDonald's brings my family closer together. And now that same meal helps bring other families closer together. When we order a family bundle deal that has 40 crispy chicken McNuggets and 2 large fries, McDonald's donates 50 cents to local Florida Ronald McDonald House Charities chapters, providing a home away from home so families can stay close to their child during medical care. We can also round up our order and the extra will get donated. Food, family, and helping others? What could be better? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Cannot be combined with any other offer.
Baby boomers and retirees, protect yourself from the coming tidal wave of higher taxes. This administration's spend and tax schemes, along with their failed economic policies, are only going to add more to the taxes already being taken of your retirement savings. You can gain retirement tax protection from national talk show wealth strategist and best-selling author Chuck Oliver of The Hidden Wealth Solution. Learn how you can get a head start to be retirement tax smart. Imagine learning proven solutions, saving thousands in unnecessary taxes. Visit retirementprotected.com. Retirementprotected.com.
Wendy's has home-style French toast sticks, the honey butter chicken biscuit, or maple bacon chicken croissant. Now that's sweet. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's breakfast.
At participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
Wendy's is open till midnight or later, so you can give in to the craving and go night mode. Get what you really want, like a tasty Baconator or fries and a Frosty. When the craving hits, go night mode at Wendy's. See you later.
At participating U.S. Wendy's, hours may vary.
In today's Marketers Report, Kate Cronin, Chief Brand Officer of Moderna, weighs in on the speed of audio production.
In this day and age, and particularly at Moderna, where we have new information coming out on a regular basis, being able to feed that information to the audio format makes being nimble and pivoting easy, and that's what I really like about it.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, influencers, insights, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Injured? Hire the largest injury firm in the world. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
The Jim Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio 104.1.
My life be like way better if I had $1,000 in my hand. You can do that. Green is your 3 o'clock keyword, GREEN. Just slide over to realradio.fm and enter that for your chance at $1,000. Remember, if you're playing the game, you got to keep your phone near. That's how they tell you you've won. Green is your 3 o'clock keyword. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Jack and Ross right over there. Let's get a check of the news. Here's Deb.
And now, it's time for Woke News.
It seems like kind of a misuse of the whole world.
On the Jim Colbert Show.
All right, as always, Woke News is brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. A secret soundproof room has reportedly been found in the alleged Gilgo Beach killer's New York home. It's said to be in the basement of Rex Heuermann's home on Long Island, a soundproof room where police think at least one of the alleged serial killer's victims may have been murdered. Heavy excavation equipment has been brought in as investigators continue to search for DNA evidence linking the 59-year-old architect to the murders of at least 3 women more than 10 years ago. They're also searching for trophies. Heuermann has pleaded not guilty in the deaths of Melissa Bartholomew, Megan Waterman, and Amber Costello, young sex workers on Long Island.
Yeah.
And, of course, my What'd You Do That's New is the Netflix movie Lost Girls.
Yeah, it is.
Which is all about how this unfortunate investigation even broke, and it's not as...
How crazy is it that guy could have watched that movie?
And probably did, because he was said to be obsessed with the cases.
It was made 2 years ago, and I guess one of the dates he went on that was going to wind up, a prostitute, said he would not stop talking about the Gilgo Beach murders, and they showed some of his searches today, and it was all around the murders and stuff like that. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, Jimmy, note that it's 90 minutes or so.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah,
I got it.
Okay. Just because you like to stroll in here and watch it right before the show.
Yeah, no. I already started it. I fell asleep. Yeah.
All right. Miami-Dade Police Director Freddie Ramirez remains hospitalized with what appears to be a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Man, there's just not a lot of details coming out about this story, but police issued a statement this morning saying Ramirez is in critical but stable condition and is asking everyone to keep him and his family in their prayers during this, quote, difficult time, end quote. The Florida Department of Law Enforcement says the incident happened Sunday night on I-75 south of Tampa. The Miami Herald reports Ramirez shot himself, but the circumstances surrounding the incident remain unclear. Sources tell the Herald it happened while Ramirez was driving back from a law enforcement conference in Tampa. The incident is being investigated by the Florida Highway Patrol and the Florida Department of Law Enforcement.
Wow.
Just keeping everything real, close to the chest.
That's wild.
Not giving out any details. The Coast Guard still searching for a man believed to have jumped from a Carnival cruise ship off the coast of Florida. The 30-year-old passenger's relatives reported him missing Sunday afternoon. Security video from the Carnival Elation appears to show the man jumping from a deck about 95 miles off the coast of Melbourne. The ship was returning to Florida after wrapping up a 4-day trip to the Bahamas. At the time of the incident, the name of the passenger has not been released, but looks like he jumped.
They didn't find him.
They haven't found him yet.
Wow.
Police in Miami say they ended a standoff Sunday with an armed man holding hostages on a yacht. The yacht's owner reportedly chartered the vessel to a group of at least 17 people, but when it was time to return to the dock, they allegedly held the captain at gunpoint, demanding their money back.
Wow.
No details on any arrests, but the situation ended safely.
How was your weekend?
Yeah, right, exactly. Also in South Florida, police may be closer to identifying human remains found in Palm Beach County. Delray Beach police this weekend released a partial description of a woman whose remains were found Friday in 3 separate suitcases in the water along the Intracoastal Waterway. Investigators say she was about 5'4", white or Hispanic, middle-aged, brown hair, and maybe tattooed eyebrows.
Probably ruling out an accident.
She was wearing a floral tank top with a black undershirt and black shorts. So, yeah, right now they're just trying to figure out who she is. And
3 separate suitcases.
3 separate suitcases. All right. On to other news. The Good Neighbor is back to being one of the top insurers in Florida.
Oh, nice.
The Orlando Sentinel today says State Farm Insurance has increased its market share of personal residential properties in the Sunshine State by over 5% over the last quarter of 2022 and the first quarter of this year. The Office of Insurance Regulation says that's an increase of over 29,000 policies. and secures State Farm as the state's largest private market insurer. In that time, the Universal Property and Casualty lost nearly 45,000 policies, or about 7%. It's a fun math game. Who gets it? Who doesn't?
Right.
Who gets it? Who doesn't?
In my neighborhood, power bills are going through the roof.
Oh, they were just talking about that on the news today.
People are losing their mind. For the first time ever in 3.5 years, we got a power bill over $400.
Whoa.
Yeah. And there's somebody in our neighborhood that has one for like $670, and they are not happy about it.
Do you guys put
Have
your
that
air
same bill? No.
No. Do you guys put your air up? Like when I leave the house, I put it up to 77, even though I've heard 78 is the optimum temperature to put it at to get the most bang.
Ours stays at 77, and the upstairs one stays at like 78 or 79 because we rarely go up there. Our bedroom is the only thing we change. When we go to sleep at night, we turn it down to like 70, 71, and then just return it right back to 75 before we leave.
77, 78 between those two.
Yeah.
If I'm not there, it's on 78.
Yep.
If I'm home, it's 77.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Take that, everyone. I hope they're not listening.
This guy really knows how to spend his money, you know.
I know.
I like how you reward yourself with
I
a
know.
1 degree
change.
difference.
Look at that. I'm not.
I used to keep it at
Too
79. I finally gave in.
Really?
Wow, yeah.
Living on the edge.
Decided to move out of Africa, did you? Good for you.
Yeah, when I sleep, it's down to 69, 68.
Oh, man.
My power bill has gone up. Came in at $109.
God
this
almighty,
month.
Jack. How are you going to make
Ooh.
it? $109.
Well, let's hope you don't have to
Sweet.
fill up, too, right? Isn't it your twice weekly time to gas up the
I
old
got
hybrid?
gas today.
You did?
For my lawnmower.
Okay, well, gas prices are higher in Florida, so thankfully it was your lawnmower because the statewide average is $3.47. That's 7 cents more than a week ago and 11 cents higher than last month at this time. But putting everything in perspective, Florida's average is 63 cents less than this time last year. Prices range from a low of $3.30 in Panama City up in the Panhandle to a high of $3.61 in the West Palm Beach area.
Yeah, I saw an old clip from an old skateboarding video today online this morning, and it was shot in like 84, 85, 86, somewhere along in there. 116 a gallon in California.
Do you remember when you used to say things?
116 a gallon in California.
How long ago?
Probably the 80s.
Mid-80s.
Do you remember saying, I'll never pay $2 a gallon?
No,
I'll
please.
never pay $2 a gallon.
I remember when it was 48 cents a gallon back in the 70s. We'd buy gas and just pour it out.
I remember a Love Boat episode when they were shocked that it was $1.25 a gallon.
Yeah.
Hey,
Well,
I paid $4.50 a gallon for that lawnmower gas. I went with the ethanol free this time.
Oh, very nice.
Look
Yeah,
at
small engines. Yeah,
Yeah.
ethanol free.
All right.
Take that, Iowa.
Yeah, don't splurge. Don't spend all your money at one spot.
Yeah, exactly. Not till you get home and turn that air down to 77.
Do
Jack,
you know
that's-
how much that costs for 2 gallons?
That's a week. That's a week of power for you, Jack.
Let's do it.
In other money news, Florida's back-to-school sales tax holiday is underway, so shoppers won't have to pay sales tax on most school supplies selling for $50 or less. Also included are learning aids and jigsaw puzzles costing $30 or less. Other items include clothing, footwear, and accessories selling for $100 or less, and computers and related accessories costing $1,500 or less. The tax holiday runs through August 6th, and there's also a second holiday in January.
There you go.
Meanwhile, school bells will ring in just a few weeks in Central Florida, and school districts are reminding students and parents that there are a number of free supply giveaways taking place in Orlando. The Real Estate Club is holding a giveaway at Appliances and Home Goods on South Kirkman Road in Orlando this Saturday, July 29th from 2 to 5 p.m. Then a back-to-school bash for 4th and 5th graders will be held starting at 11 a.m. on August 4th at Daily Bread Distribution Center on Silver Star Road in Orlando. And the annual Back to School Expo at the Altamont Mall is August 5th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Because like you were saying, Jimmy, I mean, even though you get to save the taxes on these items, you're paying more for power.
Yep.
You know, anything that can help.
But that laptop thing is no joke, though.
No.
I mean, 6-7% of $1,000 is no joke.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
That's a pretty good deal.
And you don't have to have kids to enjoy this.
No,
So like
you
when I
don't.
read about the computers, I was thinking about
now's the
Ross.
time.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
exactly.
any electronics, iPads, I guess. Well, it's not everything, right? It has to be on their list.
$1,500 or less. Yeah. Now, the Florida Department of Revenue, I believe, has a list of all the tax-free items that you can find there as well. And most of the stores have signs that will let you know.
Got it.
You know, to make it easy. All right, a new school for students in Lake County is opening next month. The Aurelia Cole Academy is only the second K-8 school in the entire county. That's what it says on my wire.
Wow.
It replaces Claremont Elementary and Claremont Middle Schools, which have closed in the last 2 years. There will be robotics and STEAM, right? We know that is STEM, but it's science, technology, engineering, arts, and math.
There you go.
Classes available, a culinary program.
Nice.
And a dance studio.
Yeah, really?
The new school is expected to accommodate about 1,200 Lake County students.
I'll be down.
Isn't that cool?
Do some salsa and then make some salsa.
Boom, yeah.
There you go.
Get an A.
Wow. K-8 though, those are rare. I don't
guess.
know. I don't know anybody who went to a school K-8.
When I lived in West Virginia, all of the schools were on one property. It was the craziest thing ever. You'd go to kindergarten, you could go to middle school, and the high school was all in one school.
Whoa.
In that area. So I remember specifically being in like 4th grade and having to deal with like 8th and 9th graders in the school because they were all douchebag bullies.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It was wild.
Man, I'll never forget being a freshman in high school, and then you saw a senior, and you're like, "Is that a beard?"
Yeah. Are those boobs?
And then you have this massive Jan sport.
Oh yeah,
just weighing you back. You look like this weird human turtle.
That was to me. Changing classes in middle school was the first time I felt grown up.
Oh,
really?
Because when you left the class,
that's true.
I mean, you had to leave the class. They trusted you to leave and then go into another class
without
that's a good
being point.
told. You got trusted to do that. That was a big deal for me for some reason.
It is such a watershed moment in the life of a kid when they go from that
homeroom,
that one school where you're at the same class all day, and then you have that free range in between classes, and you find friends and
that 4 or 5 minutes of social life you have between classes.
Yeah, and then if you, hopefully your kid, if they go there, they're falling in with a good friend group because these are the worst human beings on the planet.
They are the
worst. In middle school.
Yeah, the worst.
I legit, I was a freshman. I saw a senior, had a tribal tattoo, and I thought I felt like I was in prison.
Yeah.
I was like, just don't drop the soap fish. It just high school.
Run, noob.
Yeah.
Hey, anybody play Fantasy 5 this weekend?
I did not.
Well, a lottery ticket bought in Central Florida is a $50,000 winner, Jack.
You don't play Fantasy 5, Jack.
Oh, I don't?
That's Mega Millions you have
damn it,
there.
you're right.
Well, the Fantasy 5 Quick Pick ticket matched Sunday's winning numbers. Listen closely. 12, 17, 24, 28, and 31. The ticket, worth more than $54,000, was purchased at a Winn-Dixie store on U.S. Highway 441 in Ocala.
Nice.
I feel like that could be me.
The prize must be claimed by the winner within 180 days of the draw. So start checking those tickets now. $54,000, that's not a small chunk of change.
Yep, Ocala.
Thanks, Jimmy, for reminding me. I'm checking my Mega Millions from Friday. Oh,
yeah, there you go.
No, I got the Mega Ball.
There you go.
I get something for that,
$4.
right?
$4.
Oh, 64.
Yeah.
Oh, and I got one of the other numbers.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, really?
No.
That's it?
No, that's it. All done,
Take his woes away.
Come on, man.
There you go.
All right. And then finally, beachgoers are being urged not to go on a treasure hunt.
Okay.
Want to take a guess why? You probably know.
I don't, actually.
Oh, you don't?
I did not see this. I mean, the funny thing is, I have a number of friends that go out in the shallow water and do their metal detectors looking for stuff.
Yeah.
That's my future.
A large amount of marijuana washed ashore along a Jacksonville area beach.
That does not. They don't have a setting for that.
No, they do not. Police worked with city crews to clean the marijuana off the shoreline at Neptune Beach on Sunday. Police say a large quantity of the drug likely broke open at sea and separated before coming to shore. Get all those sticks and stems out. After floating in the ocean for some time, police say the marijuana quickly began to degrade and rot. You can imagine. Nasty.
The thing is, it's not even a big deal anymore.
No.
Like, I mean, if 2 bales of weed rolled up on the shore, I'd be like, who cares anymore, man? You can get that stuff like 7-Elevens now. It doesn't even matter.
Mr. Colbert, I'd like to correct you. The Powerball alone would pay $2. The Powerball with one number, I am going to collect $4.
There you go.
Whoa.
I said $4. I just didn't think the one number mattered.
All right, and let's just get
Which
this.
I'll reinvest because it's like $720 million.
Let's do this last story as a public service
Sure
announcement.
thing.
Add this to the long list of things doctors just never imagined having to tell patients. Don't eat or drink borax.
Oh, man. What?
A TikTok trend is suggesting adding a pinch of the 20 Mule Team borax to water because it can help relieve joint pain. Problem is, many of the same TikTok videos claim taking a bath while soaking in borax helps, quote, detoxify the body, end quote. That's not what it is. Doctors say consuming borax can cause blue-green vomit.
Nice.
Or diarrhea and can eventually lead to anemia and seizures.
Oh, wow.
Soaking in borax can lead to rashes, according to doctors.
Sure, yeah.
Now, borax is found in laundry detergent. It's also packaged on its own as a cleaning product. The main ingredient in borax is also used to exterminate insects.
There you go.
Such as ants and cockroaches. It makes a great natural flea killer in the house if you don't want chemicals.
I hear it's also good at getting rid of COVID.
Yeah.
It's
just
good at
chewing
getting a
little
lot
bit.
of things,
Just
like your life.
It's just a pinch between your cheek and gum.
This is it. This is why we have Knucklehead Island.
Right.
If you posted this or if you shared this post.
Does Knucklehead Island have a graveyard?
Of course.
Yeah.
Oh,
Some people don't make it off Knucklehead Island.
Oh, yeah. Well, that thing is full, 10 deep.
Yeah, it is.
Holy crap.
And now you all are officially woke.
How could you not just go, you know what? I'm going to Google this real quick.
Right, exactly.
I'm going to take a shot at I'm going to see what Google's got to say about this.
Exactly.
About eating stuff I've only cleaned sinks with up until now.
And killed cockroaches with.
I wonder what Brainiac figured out the fact that it's good. That's good. That's awesome. And now I'm pooping the ocean. All right, 407.
Like, imagine being forced to do that and then turning around within seconds, smiling and saying, make sure to hit like and subscribe.
Yeah, before you die. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Green is your 3 o'clock keyword. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Real radio is Real Music Weekends.
All my favorite songs are slow and sad.
Real Music Weekends. This weekend on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by attorney Mo DeWitt. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com.
From the Rude Air Conditioning Weather Center, powered locally by Ferguson HVAC.
Happy Monday, everyone. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro. The heat is on this afternoon. Forecast highs around 93 degrees through the Orlando metro. Mainly after 2 o'clock is when we'll be seeing a rise in shower and thunderstorm activity. You can expect the chance for heavy rain, frequent lightning, as well as gusty winds. Overnight lows tonight in the upper 70s, and we'll do it all again on your Tuesday. Highs by the middle of the week do remain in the low 90s. I'm Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro.
This report is sponsored by Raid Light Trap.
The new Raid Essentials Light Trap uses light to attract, then trap flying insects like fruit flies and mosquitoes, turning your home into restricted airspace. For insecticide-free protection that's people and pet-friendly, get new Raid Essentials Light Trap.
Inflation is running high. Nobody knows when it's going to level out. That's why it's important to buy your windows and doors at FAS Windows and Doors right now and lock in your price. They have the largest window and door showroom in all of Central Florida. 38 unique windows ready for you to operate. Pick out your favorites. Plus, they're all built with impact-resistant glass. That gives you security, noise reduction, and maximum efficiency as well. Not to mention they have a full selection of hurricane windows and doors. Estimates are always free, and they always give you tons of options. All these products have a lifetime warranty, and if you act right now, you can receive rebates of $55 per window and $95 per door. Plus, you have no money down, no interest, no payments for 12 months financing for a limited time as well. You'll love these guys. Your house will feel better. Your AC will work less, which means it'll last longer, and it'll be safer as well. Hop online today and get your appointment set up so you can find out how much brand new windows are going to cost at FASWindowsandDoors.com.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
You can always count on a classic. It's timeless and tastefully legendary. That's the truth behind the Troppy Chop. Often imitated, too delicious to be duplicated. The sauce just won't taste the same. But to really stand out, you gotta stay fresh and move to the beat of your own bowl. The Troppy Chop, only at Pollo Tropical. A classic that never goes out of style.
I won over $500,000 playing slots. I do this full time and I would not change it for the world. It's fun and I win. I win a lot.
It happens every day. Regular people are winning every single day. Whether it's $500 or $50,000, anybody can win. Because when they win, I feel like I'm winning.
I came one night, hit the double downs, had a couple of good runs, and won about $300,000.
Anybody could win at Seminole Hard Rock, Tampa.
Must be 21 to play slots or table games. Gambling problem? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Get ready for some serious price relief from International Diamond Center. Starting August 1st, IDC's Summer of Savings event is back with 2 amazing offers. First, you can get 20% off all wedding bands. Yes, save 20% off every stunning wedding band. Thousands to choose from, all top designers included. Or for everything else at IDC, you can choose offer number 2. 3 years, 0 interest financing. And IDC will cover your first 2 payments. That's right, you can get a beautiful engagement ring, bracelet, or pendant. Spread your payments over 36 months, and IDC will even cover your first 2 payments. Earrings, anniversary bands, even certified diamonds. At International Diamond Center, we know these days you want and deserve the best possible value. So we're rolling back both prices and finance rates. So come see us in August and get an extraordinary 20% off the top savings on all wedding bands. Or buy anything else and get 3 years, 0 interest financing. And let us even take care of the first 2 payments. Get ready to save at International Diamond Center's Summer of Savings event starting August 1st. 4 Orlando locations. On approved credit. Some product restrictions apply.
Hear the latest news from the headlines on your phone. Download the free iHeartRadio app for exclusive live coverage of breaking news. From what's happening where you live to what's happening across the country. Live from the center of the story. Listen for free anywhere, anytime. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
At Consumer Cellular, you get the same exact coverage as the largest carriers for up to half the cost. Same thing, up to half the cost. Less money for the exact same thing. Hope this is clear enough. Consumer Cellular. When freedom calls, they're here to answer. Switch today and get a second month of service for free. Go to consumercellular.com/free month and enter promo code free month. Half the cost savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single line 5 GB data plan and unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon May 2023. Promotion subject to terms and conditions.
Applebee's daily deals for $9.99 and under. There's a deal every day for everyone. Just $9.99 and under. That's all day, every day. Get into your local Applebee's now. Daily deals are dine-in only in limited locations listed on nrpneighborhood.com. Limited time only while supplies last. Participation varies.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Some good news. Dunkin' just dropped a new menu item and it's epic. Try new extra charged Dunkin' refreshers with 50% more caffeine. Yes, 50% more caffeine. Basically, an energy-packed refresh button in a cup. Available on all your favorite Dunkin' refresher flavors like strawberry dragon fruit, raspberry watermelon, and mango pineapple. Try new extra charged Dunkin' refreshers today. Available for a limited time, so run, don't walk. America runs on Dunkin'. Drinks are fruit flavored. Contain 0 to 1% fruit juice. Price and participation may vary.
You can watch radio being made on a daily basis. Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Hey, what's going on, Colbert Show gang? It's your man, Big Show. So I got a quick joke. Why does Divorce Barbie cost more than regular Barbie?
I don't know.
Because Divorce Barbie comes with Ken's house, Ken's car, and other accessories. Have a good one.
Have you seen her? So bad and pretty.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show. I am Jim.
I think that's a divorce myth.
Yeah, Deb's pondering.
Yeah, because I don't ever remember Ken having anything.
He did?
He did not have anything. Barbie had her own
It was
junk.
her dream house, her Corvette.
Yeah.
Her elevator.
I don't think that was more of a Barbie joke, but more of an Oppenheimer joke since it bombed.
Yeah.
Oh. We love your talk back.
Jack is here, and so is Ross. Green, yet a few more minutes. I don't know, about 8 minutes or so to work Green. We'll have a top of the hour. We'll have a freshie for you. A brand new keyword as we end this week up. This is the last week of it.
No, they got to let us go for another couple of weeks until we get more winners.
We've had one winner.
Yeah,
the stations had 3 each show on
one on each show, absolutely. And we had Friday when Ross wasn't.
Yeah. Did you take that personally?
I do.
You should.
Nice.
Yeah. You should. You should take it personally.
Do they not want to, submit their information for the $3,000 that we give out?
I know.
How about the extra $5 if you're listening on the iHeartRadio app?
I'm offended.
Good.
Well, good. I'm good to see you all fired up about it.
God, I'm mad.
So pissed.
Easy, fella.
Ray Trenley will be in today. We'll be talking about divorce. I think this is the last of the series on divorce myths. I'll let you break which ones he is going to talk about today. It was nice to have Steven in last week. We haven't seen Steven in a while.
Hey, he looks good.
He does look good. Happy guy, man. All right.
We'll find out what Ray did on vacation.
Yeah. 407-916-1041. So a new theme park is coming to the world. It's here in the United States. This is according to CBS News. Where do you guys think this is going to be?
That's a big place. So we're ruling out Florida?
Not in Florida.
Not in Florida.
Wow.
I would tell you to think of one of the least likely states.
Wisconsin.
Montana.
Oh, Dakotas.
Maine.
Dakota. North Dakota.
You heard me.
Iowa. No. Idaho.
You heard me
Who
say
you calling
Maine.
a hoe?
Man, you guys are all around it.
Wyoming.
Nebraska.
Just need
Montana. Minnesota.
Did you hear me say Maine?
Ohio.
Yeah, it's not Maine.
Is it out west?
Utah.
Oh.
God, you guys really have named almost
Nevada.
This shows
Nevada.
This shows you how off the radar this state is for anything like this.
Utah.
I said Nebraska. Lincoln. Alabama.
It will have
Illinois.
It'll have an Americana-themed environment with a variety of entertaining rides, live shows,
South or
family
North Dakota.
attractions, waterways, as well as restaurant-quality food and beverage offerings.
Missouri.
Sounds like Arkansas.
Mansion Entertainment says they're building this. It's going to have distinctly 6 American lands.
West Virginia.
The Great Plains, Bayou Bay, Big Timber Falls, Stony Point Harbor, Liberty Village, and Electropolis.
Pennsylvania.
Not Rhode Island.
Delaware.
300-room hotel, indoor water park, 320-acre RV park, 300-cabin campground.
New Hampshire, Vermont. I treat them as one state.
You have yet to hit it.
Connecticut.
New York.
New Jersey.
The park's design team includes more than 20 Disney park builders and Walt Disney Imagineers, according to Mansion Entertainment.
California?
Arizona.
New Mexico.
Texas.
Hawaii.
That's amazing.
Alaska.
Guys. You guys have literally named every state.
I think we
almost
did all
except
50.
You did not.
Missouri.
No.
Kansas.
No.
Montana, Minnesota. Michigan.
We are thrilled to make Oklahoma
Son of a bitch!
the American Heartland Theme Park and Resort. American Heartland CEO Larry Wilhite says in a statement, at the crossroads of the Heartland, Oklahoma is an attractive location for a family entertainment destination.
I was ready to put money on that. We said it and he missed it. But nope, no one said Oklahoma.
No one said Oklahoma.
How much do you think they're pouring into a theme park, this 1,000-acre development? It's about the same size as Disney, by the way. How much money do you think they're pouring into this? This is supposed to be open in 2026.
I'm going to go 1.2 billion.
Oh, I was going $3 billion.
$750 million.
You should have shot it. $2 billion.
Oh!
$2 billion, comparable to size of Florida's Magic Kingdom and Disneyland of California. The park itself will cover 125 acres, which is about the size of the park, but all the encompassing areas, RV park, hotel lodge, water park, all of that stuff will make up about 1,000-acre facility. And the great thing about Oklahoma is they've got it.
What, the space?
Plenty of dead land out there for you to build. But, that's odd. I mean, it's really not that big of a deal because Missouri, I mean, doesn't, like, Branson is a big thing up there, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and that, like, you wouldn't think about Missouri when you think about, like, getaways where you're going to go to places that are built specifically for tourism outside of the Arch.
Isn't it the Ozarks around there somewhere?
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
Arkansas.
Arkansas, but it goes up into Missouri, I believe.
I've been to Missouri.
Yeah.
Don't. I went to Branson, Missouri.
Yeah.
And my God, did you know that?
That's where country stars go to die, right?
Yeah. Did you guys know that iDrive is a chain?
Yeah. Well, it's like Gatlinburg. It's like when you go to Gatlinburg in Tennessee, you go up there and like, oh, Jesus, it's just iDrive with mountains.
I know, but I love Gatlinburg. It's so pretty.
It's just all of those parts. I understand its purpose, but man, do I not like being in proximity of all of those chain restaurants on top of putt-putt golf courses, on top of like a wax museum.
Are you still in Florida?
Yeah, they're all over.
Yeah.
They are. It is the tourism trap.
Yeah, the most interesting one of those that I've encountered, like Gatlinburg, was exactly what we expected. We've never been to Dolly World or Dollywood. I hear it's about the same. Is it Cedar? What's the one in Ohio?
Yeah, Cedar Point.
Cedar Point
with the roller coasters.
All the roller coasters.
Yeah.
But the one that is crazy is not even in America. But it is an American stop or an American sightseeing thing, which is the falls.
Niagara Falls.
Yeah,
yes.
if you go to the Canadian side of Niagara Falls, buddy, let me tell you, get ready for iDrive with a whole bunch of A's.
Yeah,
iDrive, eh? It is awful. Like, it's awful. When you go over there, when you look at it from the American side, you're like, wow, what's going on over there? And then you go over there and you're like, oh, it's this. It's crap. That's what's going on over here. It's junk. It is so bad. And like, we're like I thought Canadians had a leg up on us on the class thing a little bit. But they do not.
Niagara Falls Canadian side. If you go to the Canadian, that's where my disdain and displeasure with that look, just putt-putt golf course.
It's awful.
Ripley's, believe it or not.
So
and I'm like,
bad.
I get why it has a place, but it just sucks that it's right next to one of the greatest beauties that this planet has produced.
And it's just beyond that. Like, you can see it just
It's right
beyond
there.
it. It's right there. I mean, it's just like you see the banks, you see the falls, you look up a little bit, and there's like some sign for come shooting.
Yeah. It's like the tallest man in the world.
Right, exactly. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Your shot at $1,000 is next. Brought to you locally by Mills Air. If you want a shot at $5,000, make sure you're listening to us on our free iHeartRadio app.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Looking at a slow ride still on I-4 this afternoon in the Orlando area as you take the interstate east and westbound by the major attractions exits. All northbound lanes remain blocked on Ronald Reagan Boulevard near 434. A crash is still causing slowdowns northbound on the Greenway and blocking the right lane between the Turnpike and Landstar Boulevard. If you see traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Irish Spring, the fresh scent of Irish Spring. And those sensational Irish Spring suds are just the reset you need to own the day. Irish Spring. When the spring hits you, you're ready. Pick up Irish Spring at your local retailer today.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
The 2023 Real Radio Texas Hold'em Charity Poker Tournament, presented by InjuredOnTheGo.JustCallMo.com, is now sold out. But don't worry, there's still a way for you to join us Saturday, August 19th at the Orlando Science Center and help us raise money for the mustard seed of Central Florida by joining us in the HomeLoansRadio.com casino. That's right, casino passes are still available, and you can get casino chips, food from Hard Rock Cafe Orlando, access to raffle and silent auction items, and selfie opportunities with all your favorite celebrities and more. Go to realradio.fm/poker for more information.
In this week's Marketers Report, Chris Brandt, Chief Marketing Officer at Chipotle Mexican Grill, weighs in on the power of audio.
We've used audio to reinforce what we're showing on TV, what we're showing in other digital channels. When your priority is driving reach, boy, everybody seems to listen to the radio.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, conversations, trusted influencers, insights, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
The money's good and the bids are high. Speedy, fast, the check is on Bank of America, and it's real. Give me the VIN.com, America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. Give me the VIN.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
I'm John Morgan. All law firms are not the same. As America's largest personal injury firm, we have more trials, more lawyers, more office buildings, and more caring staff members than any other injury law firm in the world. There's really nothing else like it. With more than 2 million people just like you calling us every single year, your trust in us means the world to me. There's only one Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Deals on the McD app are kind of like cool breezes on a hot summer day. You don't know when they're coming, but when they hit, there's nothing quite like them. Save time and get back to summer fun when you order ahead on the app. Pick up a juicy, tender McCrispy, golden fries, and a refreshing Dr. Pepper. It's 30% off your entire order when you spend $5 using mobile order and pay on the McD app. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Offer valid 6/1/23 through 12/31/23 at participating McDonald's. Valid once a day. Dr. Pepper is a registered trademark of Dr. Pepper 7-Up, Inc.
A meal at McDonald's brings my family closer together. And now that same meal helps bring other families closer together. When we order a family bundle deal that has 40 crispy chicken McNuggets and 2 large fries, McDonald's donates 50 cents to local Florida Ronald McDonald House Charities chapters, providing a home away from home so families can stay close to their child during medical care. We can also round up our order and the extra will get donated. Food, family, and helping others? What could be better? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Cannot be combined with any other offer.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Divorce? Call Trinley and Kramer, TK Law, onefirmforlife.com.
Order your Hummer EV at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade. Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, PAY, P-A-Y, PAY. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
So apparently Facebook is still a thing? Search gym members and join our group.
Have you ever been to caves or caverns and seen the stalagmites and stalactites all lit up? Look up top 10 or top caverns in the United States. They're very close. It is the coolest. It is really neat.
Thank you, Larry. Appreciate that. If you would like to leave a talk back, you can do that as well. It does not cost you anything. Just download the iHeartRadio app, which is free, by the way, and awesome. If you don't have it, you got to grab it. I mean, it's a portal to so much entertainment. You'll have more of a difficult time figuring out what you want to consume from day to day than actually using the app. I can use it. That's the best. That's the best endorsement. That literally is the best endorsement I can get it. I can use it easily. Once you get it, go to realradio.fm and once you get it, go to Real Radio and you'll see the little microphone there. Use it to send on something down the line.
You mentioned something last week, talking about the iHeart app, and it's true for me. I use it every day.
Yeah, I do. I use it every day.
Yeah.
I use it on the way home and on the way to work to listen to podcasts, certain music mixes. We use it at the house because my wife loves 90s country music, but just 90s country music. Believe it or not, they have a channel called iHeartRadio 90s Country, and you turn it on, and it's just the biggest hits from 90s country. You have it for the 2000s, the 2010s. You can dial it into your favorite band. Like, I wonder what my favorite band listens to. They have a channel dedicated to that. I mean, it's just so much stuff. Every podcast imaginable. Love it.
I can't believe it's 2023.
Yeah. It's almost August of 2023. Like, kids go back to school soon, like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Did you guys like starting school?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there was a little. It was okay.
It is weird considering how much we loved getting out of school.
Yeah.
Like I look forward to that day as much as I look forward to going to Disney for the very first time. I mean, there was something magical about getting out of school. But I got to tell you, man, going to school for the very first, especially in high school, like starting the year, you get to see what everybody's going to be wearing and like who was going to be cool and stuff.
Nothing better than first day back. I always loved the first day back because it was the second, third, and fourth day you'd have to worry about. Your first day back was really badass. You're finding out. My favorite part was finding out who was in my class.
Right, yeah.
Because now you're getting all new classes, so now you're seeing like, oh, I got a class with one of my dogs.
Yeah.
And that you get hyped.
Yeah, I did. I like going back to school the first year. I mean, you were in a private school your entire high school?
Yeah, so there was no worrying about what everyone was going to be wearing.
It obviously wasn't the same for you then, was it?
It was, though, because, I mean, you still have accessories. You still have shoes. You still have, different sweaters and whatever that we could wear. That first day back was always fun. I feel bad for kids down here because up north, you didn't go back to school till the Monday after Labor Day.
Right, which is like September 4th or 5th or something
exactly,
like that.
Whereas, we're talking kids being back in class on August 10th.
Which is weird. Then you have, like, you're in school for 2 weeks, then you have the 3-day weekend.
Right,
yeah. I don't know. It's odd. But I enjoyed it so much. The
first day back. The rest of the week was like, man, this sucks. I forgot how much I hated this.
And then I like meeting the teachers and all that.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing. We kind of knew who the teachers were. I mean, we knew who we were going to get pretty much. And my parents didn't do the orientation thing all that much. They're like, you go.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, Mom, I think you're supposed to be here.
Yeah, you want me to represent myself?
Yeah, I think you're supposed to be here. But I loved it. And it was actually a lot of fun. We, everybody drove to the school. So, and then like it was a big social event. That's all we had going. In small towns, like school was a big social thing,
Yeah, they had to. Did you have parking passes?
No, we didn't have to do that. It was just a big parking lot. Didn't have to worry about that. Yeah, you just pulled in and parked wherever you were.
Yeah. So we had assigned parking spots.
Yeah. My kids did as well.
And that ended up being pretty cool because you would then, show up at the same time as other people, and they are the same people every day. I don't know. I had a lot of fun that first day of school. It was the best.
Did you?
We took the school bus.
So you had but did you get to decorate your the last day, or if you're a senior? I know there's a certain thing that the seniors, like when my kids were seniors, they get to decorate their parking space.
Yeah, you can miss me with that. I'm not decorating.
Not down for that.
No.
Jack, did you like your first day of school?
First day of school, yes. I would like younger. I always, because we had a tradition after the first day of school, we'd go to Turner's bookstore, and that's where it's stationery, and that's where you'd get to pick out your notebooks and your school supplies. So just the idea of getting new stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I was.
I got
a new
tell
backpack
you,
and stuff.
I liked the whole idea. It was actually kind of bittersweet for us because we grew up kind of humbly. I mean, we weren't broke or anything, but we grew up humbly. We had to watch and so when it was time for clothes shopping. I'm like, I want this, and I want this. And my mom's like, nah, man, that ain't happening. You're getting,
no, dog.
You're getting like 2 pair of jeans, which you can rotate, and you're getting a pair of shoes. You're getting a few shirts. You're going to rotate these around, get very creative.
And by rotate, I mean inside out on the odd days.
Right.
Oh, man, it was weird. It was very odd. But I didn't mind it, I guess. But Up until high school, all of my stuff came out of catalogs. Like all my school clothes came in the mail. Like from Sears or JCPenney or Montgomery Ward's.
And shout out to the people making those like notebooks and planners, because man, they are good at hacking into the brain of a small child.
You mean like the Trapper Keepers and stuff?
Yeah, those are such a big deal.
I needed to look cool, Ma.
Yeah, everybody does.
So I would have like some badass ice dragon, you know? And I would be like, and then it would be like math class, like, time to take out your notebook, and I would just flex on it like, this notebook?
Ice Dragon notebook? See, we didn't do that. All we did was we took our Trapper Keepers and drew our favorite band's logo on them.
Oh, how many times did you draw Van Halen?
I was going to say,
the V and the H.
Who else covered their school books with the old grocery bags, the brown paper bags?
Yeah.
And that's what you used to the book cover.
Oh, I still got that skill.
Yeah,
I can do that.
I got to ask you
I can do that and roll a joint. Don't need either one.
Outside of band logos, what do you think was the other commonly drawn thing on Trapper Keepers in my hometown?
Penises.
No, get out of here.
What?
Leonard
What do
Skinner.
you mean what?
Cars.
No. You know, outside of the bands, there was something else. Like, imagine your favorite band. Like, Van Halen was a big one. AC/DC was a big one. Judas Priest was a big one. But outside of that, there was one particular thing that boys would draw on their Trapper Keepers for school.
Boobs.
No.
I'm not crazy. When you phrase that, there is definitely a group of people that is thinking the same thing as me.
Which is?
Drawing penises.
No, nobody in the world would draw a penis on their Trapper Keeper and walk through school with it, dude. That is the worst thing you could ever say.
Yeah, no, but people would draw it on other people's
that's what we're talking about. We're talking about you had your ice dragon. What was the other ice dragon for Palatkins that weren't drawing band logos?
Marijuana leaf.
No, that's a good one though.
Thank you.
Yeah. Here's the thing: they wouldn't do that because they didn't want to tip off the teachers to ever make them think they were Holden. But there was something else specifically. It was a little historic.
Rebel flag.
The rebel flag, the Confederate flag was it, and that was the one. Everything else was black and white, but when you drew the rebel flag, you colored that in. That was we're gonna see them colors. Yeah, it's gonna be red, blue, and white,
which is a little ironic.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm not gonna teaspoon that.
You don't have to.
I remember one time I almost got into a fight because I vandalized one of my friend's folders. He was a big skateboarder, and he would always draw Zero or Die, which was the
skate company,
the
right?
skate company,
Yeah.
Zero, and that was their slogan, Zero or Die. And I thought it was so funny that every time he would draw it, I would go up when he wasn't paying attention, and I would make the D into a P. So all of his stuff said zero or pie, and it just made me laugh.
It made people think.
Yeah.
I was like, what is he talking about?
Now
Is it
this is
mathematical
art.
pie?
Yeah. This is deeper.
Yeah, somebody texted in and said the Ford or Chevy logo. That was another big one.
Okay.
Yep.
Nobody drew Dodge.
See, you could call us millennials, the millennial generation, or you could call us the Diamond S generation.
What is that?
See, that's this thing.
The Diamond S.
Anybody, oh man, every millennial knows about the Diamond S. It was kind of the first thing that went viral kind of before the internet.
What are you even talking about?
I don't know. Diamond S.
There's this really easy Diamond S that kids learned how to draw. And everyone fell in love with it.
Because it's straight lines, right?
Yeah.
Going down.
It's super easy to draw, and anybody with a pen can learn how to draw it, but it gave everybody like this fake sense of like, I'm an artist.
Yeah.
Do you see that? That's got 3D shape. Like the 3D Diamond S.
Like, no, I see what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
When I type in Diamond S, nothing comes up except a bunch of diamonds in the shape of an S. But I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. That's the thing.
Because with the Van Halen logo, you could create a focal point and just draw straight lines to the edge of that, and it made it look like it was coming out of like a Superman thing, like it was coming out of the sky or whatever.
And then the pencils. My pencils were swaggy as hell in elementary school.
Did you have the jumbo pencils?
Oh, dude, I had pencil grips that you would slide on.
Yeah.
I had some post-production on my writing utensils back in the day.
Our school store used to make bank because you're right. Those pencil grips, and also remember the custom erasers that would look like little animals or something, and you would slide it over the top of your existing eraser? That was like a big deal. Oh, so good.
Yeah. When you're like, the regular eraser, not enough.
Yeah, not enough.
I need to erase more.
I make this many mistakes.
Yeah, we literally treated pencils and pens in middle school and elementary school like Fast and Furious does to a Honda.
And did you guys play pencil break?
Pencil break?
Yeah, did you guys play pencil break in school? Where you would hold it and you'd snap your pencil to see if you could break somebody else's pencil. And if you
yeah.
And if you didn't break it, they get to keep your pencil. Oh man, cheaters! They would take that little piece of metal that held the eraser and they would pinch it together and sharpen it up a little bit, so you just rip through there like an axe. Oh, that's many a fights.
I would flex on my pencil game, my folder game, my pencil game. I would that's those are glittery whales.
Yeah, glitter pencils.
I got glitter dolphins.
Did you ever have a notebook that had I had a Mickey Mouse notebook at one time where it was in elementary school, and the bottom right-hand corner had a little printed full-color Mickey Mouse, like standing there as if to go, oh, better learn something.
Yeah.
God. I cannot picture Jimmy with a Mickey Mouse notebook.
I was in third grade.
Even as third grade, I can't picture it.
I still carried a gun, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
All right, 407-916-1041. Back in a second with some sports. Let's talk to Brandon Kravitz next.
Now is your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, credit, C-R-E-D-I-T, credit. That's credit. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm. Good luck.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center, lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry, goldsmithjewelry.com.
Looking at a slow ride still on I-4 this afternoon in the Orlando area as you take the interstate east and westbound by the major attractions exits. All northbound lanes remain blocked on Ronald Reagan Boulevard near 434. A crash is still causing slowdowns northbound on the Greenway and blocking the right lane between the Turnpike and Landstar Boulevard. If you see traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples has great prices on back-to-school essentials, and right now you can save an additional $10 on your in-store purchase of $50 or more. At Staples, school savings are always in session. Ends July 29th. Exclusions apply. School on, save on at Staples.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at the Filatowski Eye Institute. Your eyes are the window to your world. I would never consider a discount surgery center for LASIK vision correction. And one of the reasons I sent my son and my father-in-law over to the Filatowski Eye Institute, because they are the recognized leader in vision correction surgery here in Orlando in the Central Florida area. I trust them. You can as well. And the reason why is they performed over 65,000 of these surgeries. That's the experience you want when it comes to your eyesight. They have it. And on top of that, they have the latest state-of-the-art LASIK technology as well. That means fast recovery times. Most people back to work the very next day, which is exactly what my son and my father-in-law experienced, except when they went back to work, no more blurry vision, no more glasses or contacts, crystal clear vision, the way you were meant to see. That's exactly what these guys are all about. Contact the Filatowski Eye Institute today. And it's very, very easy, by the way, guys. Just simply text 1041 to the number 868686. Schedule that consultation today. Find out what they can do for you. They even offer 24-month interest-free financing to qualified patients. Again, just text 1041 to 868686. It is the Filatowski Eye Institute, the smart choice, in my opinion, the only choice for LASIK vision correction.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Storm season is here, and Duke Energy is ready. With innovative technology and new ways to reroute power to help prevent outages in all kinds of weather. We're strengthening our systems, ready to restore power quickly and safely, while keeping you informed about outages with text and email alerts. It's all part of building a smarter energy future for you. Paid for by Duke Energy shareholders.
The IRS has just received $80 billion in funding to hire additional agents for aggressive collections enforcement. If you owe the IRS, now is the time to take action before the IRS comes after you or your business. There is no time to waste. Call J. David Tax Law, a firm right here in Orlando, for a no-cost consultation at 407-603-3962. That's 407-603-3962. Or visit jdavidtaxlaw.com. Peace of mind is only a click or phone call away.
My fellow Americans, R.C. Hill here from R.C. Hill Mitsubishi. I think it's high time we celebrate. To help you relieve stress and start having fun again. It's time to let freedom ride and break free from your old ride. And declare your independence in a nicer, newer car for just $7 down. Have you been feeling put down, fed up, or just plain tired? Then it's time to let freedom ride. So keep your cash and drive a new 23 Outlander for just $7 down. All RC Hill Mitsubishis include a lifetime limited warranty. Even if you've heard no in the past, America is a land of opportunity. And I believe everyone deserves to drive a nicer, newer car today. So kick your old ride to the curb and let freedom ride for just $7 down. But hurry, this celebration ends soon. I'm RC Hill, your car dealer next door. Get free at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
$7 down requires bank approval. Negative equity may be refinanced. Example, stock number N12354. $7 down, $3.99 per month for 84 months, 3.9 APR.
In this week's Marketers Report, Raja Rajamanar, Chief Marketing and Communications Officer of MasterCard, talks about measurement.
Measuring Sonic and Sonic branding, the principles of measurement are the same, but the parameters that you measure are different. We measured, and what we find is our investment is paying for itself in oodles.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, trusted influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Don't miss your chance to see Canadian new wave and synth pop band Men Without Hats as they rock the Velvet Session stage at the Hard Rock Hotel at Universal Orlando on Friday, July 28th. Come rock along to their hit songs, including The Safety Dance, Pop Goes the World, and more at Orlando's only rock and roll cocktail party. Tickets are $50 and include free specialty cocktails, finger food, and more. This is a 21 and older event. Visit velvetsessions.com now for more information and to get your tickets before they're gone.
At Consumer Cellular, you get the same exact coverage as the largest carriers for up to half the cost. Same thing, up to half the cost. Less money for the exact same thing. Hope this is clear enough. Consumer Cellular. When freedom calls, they're here to answer. Switch today and get a second month of service for free. Go to consumercellular.com/free month and enter promo code FREEMONTH. Half the cost savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single line 5 GB data plan and unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon May 2023. Promotion subject to terms and conditions.
When it comes to $1 small Slurpee drinks at 7-Eleven, no one's doing it like you. You're inventing new flavor combos, throwing caution to the wind. You're a frozen fizz whiz, a pina colada prodigy. You mix cherry and blue raspberry like a pro. Only you know the perfect ratio. Just when they think you're done, you add a splash of summertime citrus, just because you can. And because your small Slurpee drink masterpiece is just $1 at 7-Eleven. Slurpee, anything flows. Expires 12/31/2023 plus tax. Visit store for details.
Running a small business takes grit and determination and a communications provider that's got your back. That's Spectrum Business. Fast, reliable communication solutions that keep your business going. Get 300 megabits per second internet, just $49.99 a month when bundled with Spectrum Business Connect, the all-in-one phone system that lets you work from anywhere on any device. And get a free mobile line for a year. Visit spectrum.com/go faster. Restrictions apply. Services not available in all areas.
Hi, I'm Sriram.
And I'm Aarti. We have spent the last 20 years building and working at some of the largest companies in the world. We worked with some remarkable people. Rob McElhenney.
When I see the people of Wrexham, I grew up exactly like them, and I think that transcends culture.
Check out the Aarti and Sriram Show. That is AARTHI and SRIRAM Show.
Listen to the Aarti and Sriram Show on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Morgan & Morgan, dial pound 529 on your cell phone. Pound law, that's all.
Obviously, this is why YouTube was created. Obviously, at Jim Colbert Show.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Your 4 o'clock keyword, by the way, is credit, C-R-E-D-I-T. Go to realradio.fm. Send that off for your chance at $1,000. We had a winner on Friday. Andrew was lucky enough to take home $1,000 in that 4 o'clock hour. Get in line. Get that money. We are due, by the way.
Yeah, we are.
We've had a slow run in this thing, so this station is due for some winning this week. So, again, get over there. Credit is your 4 o'clock keyword. Good luck. We hope you win for sure. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
Jack is here.
Hi there.
Ross is as well.
Oh, yeah.
And a good round of applause for our good friend Brandon Kravitz from 96.9 The Game.
The energy that provides to me.
We talk sports right now, and we do it with you, friend.
I love it.
Well, let's talk about the biggest. Let's start off with this. The biggest sports story in Florida right now is Lionel Messi starting finally for the Inter Miami Football Club.
That plays in Fort Lauderdale, and we will never forget it.
And he had an interesting intro. I mean, if you're going to draw up a way to introduce yourself to MLS soccer, I mean, outside of him hat-tricking it or whatever, I would say it's a pretty good intro.
Yeah, I mean, if you tuned in to the start of the match, you didn't see Messi, which maybe for a lot of people threw them off a little bit. You knew he was going to make his debut, and Apple was all over it, of course, as they should be. He was front and center. If you went to Apple TV on Friday night, it wasn't a picture of the league or the league's biggest stars.
Or a logo.
It was Messi.
It was a
right
great
there.
picture, too.
It was a great shot.
Was it him at Publix getting the sub?
No, him in his pink jersey, though, but the back of him, and he's just like turned to the side, and it's the top image.
That was great. And he checked in the 54th minute. For an 18-year-old, by the way, on Inter Miami, could you imagine what was going through that kid's head? 18 years old.
Yeah, he's going to tag out with the greatest ever.
Are you kidding me? This is the highlight of his career.
That wouldn't be the worst thing ever.
So just imagine what's going through his mind. And then Messi comes in, and it doesn't make an impact right away, but he does score on a free kick in stoppage time to win the game. Pure poetry. Absolute mayhem in front of the home fans.
He bends the lefty around the defense.
It was a great shot.
I mean, right in that upper left-hand corner of the goal. You couldn't have put it in a better spot. It was almost indefendable.
Yeah, and so that was quite the highlight of the sports world on Friday night to see that happen. It just felt like it was kind of written in the stars. And we had talked about that on the show on Friday. What is it going to look like when Messi checks in, and then how is he going to play? It just felt like they were going to go out of their way to make sure that Messi had his moment. And it's not like I think this is scripted WWE style, but man, if that wasn't perfect,
yeah, it was perfect.
I don't know what was.
The funny thing is, it's the only MLS game. Well, I can't say only. Every time City play, I go on Twitter to find out, how they did, because they're really good about giving an update on Twitter, X. About how the game is running down, who's scoring, what's going on, so you can kind of get a brief, almost like a Cliff's Notes of the game. And I did that for Messi and found out that he left-footed that one into win. I was like, God almighty, man. How much more storybook could your life get?
It's the most dramatic way to score a goal in the beautiful game, a free kick in stoppage time to win the game. I asked myself throughout this entire, because I've always thought it was so weird. It still is weird that Messi is playing in Fort Lauderdale, Inter Miami, whatever you want to call him. And I always ask myself, why would he choose literally the worst team in MLS? I get David Beckham, I get all of this, but even then, why would he choose it? And I got my answer. After he scored that goal, he ran over to his family, who's right there on the side of the pitch. And I remember throughout all of his European career, that never happened.
Yeah.
That visual, that image of him hugging his family after scoring a goal never happened when he played in Barcelona, to my knowledge, because it was always Barcelona first. And in that image, it made me go, you know what? He is you can make an argument that he's out of European, but he's here for the benefit of his family. And the fact that his family was right there in the front and that it was kind of Messi's family over the team, I think that's why he's here.
And there's another soccer story out there right now. Aren't the Saudis offering Mbappe like $250 million to come play there or something?
So I think his contract would be more in the range of like $700,000 for 1 year. It would be a total of a $1.1 billion package because they have to pay the team that they grab him from, and then they have to pay him. And yeah, it's hard to fathom.
A whole lot of money flying around the
It's
MLS
just
right now.
crazy. I mean,
soccer in general, I guess.
Here's what I don't understand, because I do not consider myself anything close to a soccer expert. I follow the sport, but that's the most I can say about it. But the NFL is a different story, and I've been covering this running back pay scale issue for the last couple of years, but it's hit kind of its boiling point over the last couple of weeks. And you can definitely make a case for why the running back position, even though they're the biggest stars and running in football is still very valuable, why it's suppressed, because it's really more of you have to run well as a team more than I need to count on an individual.
Right.
And I watch soccer, and it kind of operates the same way. I'd be curious to get the soccer heads on the other side of the glass to get their opinion on this, where a guy like Mbappe or whoever, name the star, could be worth that much money for what they do on the pitch. I'm not talking about them promotionally, but when you start paying guys that much money, you expect them to produce something on the field.
A lot.
And it's still just one guy.
Yeah.
In a sport that, as great as one player can be, you still need to be a team. Messi's a good example of this.
Yeah,
Messi's
one
joining.
Game, one win.
He's not going to show up and win this team a championship. So I just don't know how one guy in soccer could be worth that much money if we're just looking at the impact they have on the field.
You sound like Rich DeVos with Shaquille O'Neal about 30 years ago. That's exactly what he said.
But
that's literally why Shaquille O'Neal left Orlando. That very argument.
But he represents 20% of the starting lineup in basketball when it's 1 out of 11 for soccer. So you figure the impact of one player in a sport like football or soccer is not as great as as the NBA.
I don't understand how you guys are saying that. I mean,
that's exactly the point, because
quarterbacks?
one player can make that big of a difference. In the NBA, that's the perfect team sport to draw the sort of parallel as far as, I guess if you're talking about the opposite end of the equation, is the NBA. It's a team sport where one player does make that big of a difference. When LeBron James in 2007 took the Cavs to the finals, he was the only reason that team was in the finals. When Kawhi Leonard took the Raptors, Kawhi Leonard was the reason. Giannis and the Bucks. You can look to one player and say, the guys around you might have played well, but they're not there if it's not for you. For quarterback, the quarterback has their ball has the ball in their hands so often that even though it's a team sport and there's 10 other guys on the field with you and a defense that you've got to have contribute as well, that quarterback makes that big of a difference just because of the way the game is played. But with soccer or baseball,
even with baseball now, you have the Angels, who have two of the biggest stars in baseball, and they can't win.
You could just keep away from somebody, you know? So
Barry Bonds back in the day.
So that's my simple question is, unless the answer is just he's that popular and that's why he's worth that much, how is a soccer player like Mbappe worth as much as the Saudis are willing to pay this guy? Is it just because he's that popular? I know he's great, but is it just because of popularity? Because it's not like he doesn't walk on the field and produce an undefeated season for you.
So first of all, that is a fantastic question. My best answer is you are correct. That amount of money does not compute to the numbers that you're seeing on field. It's because this is almost semi-politically fueled.
It is politically fueled.
You're buying reputation on a global scale that, simply put, you can buy now. These contract numbers are disgusting.
They're buying eyes is what they're buying. So when he goes there, people will watch. Let's move on, because I want to get to football, and I want to get to the British Open as well. British Open we can go by quickly because it was pretty boring because nobody made a run at Brian Harman on Sunday. He just basically plodded his way through the rain on Sunday and kept his 5 or 6 shot lead pretty much the entire day. None of the big names made a run at him or anything. So it was really lackluster. He's a great story because he's a small guy. And, with us hearing all you hear about in golf is distance and how it's killing the game. And then here comes a guy who's 5'8", 155 pounds. He doesn't hit it out of his own shadow, and he wins by 6 shots against the longest guys in the game.
Well, you just stay out of those bunkers, and you should be good.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm assuming he avoided that trap.
Yeah,
this is the least that I've watched a major in probably a decade.
I have to tell you, going into Sunday, even with a 5-shot lead, you think, well, man, the pressure's going to get to this guy. He's never really been here before. He got some big names, right there, sniffing distance. It'd be easy for this guy to shoot 76, 77, no problem whatsoever. It happens all the time. Did not happen. This guy just, shot like I think 2 or 3 under that last day, or 2 under that last day, or 1 under the last day, and just kind of took it away and wins by 6 shots, which was kind of boring. I wasn't a big fan of the golf course either. It didn't give you a lot to look at, and people had to play so scared because of the out of bounds. It didn't really allow for the players to make their best shots. They were really going to protecting against big numbers instead of really trying to make a bunch of birdies, which just kind of came because of the par 5.
And I think a lot of people assume that because it's an unknown name, an unheralded star, that it's a guy that might be younger in the ranks. He's the second oldest player to win a major at the age of 36. It's the second oldest to win a major for the very first time.
Exactly
Sergio
right.
being the last one to do it. He was 125 to 1 prior to the event to win. So it was a long shot guy, but not because he's just bursting onto the scene and people hadn't heard of him, but because he'd been around for so long. He is one of those names that we have seen for years and you don't pay attention to.
Yeah, and he's a great guy. He's a great player. He really is. Everybody likes him. But again, he's just a journeyman. He's one of these guys who won like 4 or 5 times, sniffed a couple times, and then never really kind of made it happen.
So in lieu of everything you said about why it was boring, if there was if he had someone chasing him down at the end and it was a 1-stroke win on the final hole, does that change everything?
It changes everything.
Yeah.
If Tommy Fleetwood or Rory or somebody makes a run at him, John Rahm had a really good round that last game. Played really well. I think he shot 8 under the last day, but he was so far back. He was out of
he was doing
reach.
that earlier in the day too, so it wasn't like neck and neck throughout. But let's give Brian Harman the credit that he deserves. Imagine the pressure that's going on in this. This is an American who played college ball at Georgia. So another championship for the Bulldogs. But he's got Tommy Fleetwood, who's a local kid, grew up right down the road from that golf course, and Rory McIlroy, who's the fan favorite in that part of the country and in this country too. But certainly there, he's got those guys who are kind of right there in his grouping. And
Ricky had been playing well going in.
Not a person standing in that gallery wanted to see Brian Harman win, and he was able to block all of that out and not fold the way that you said is very possible. So that's the cool part about it. I didn't exactly. I was on vacation this weekend, just a 2-day trip with the family, so I didn't sit back and watch it like I normally would. But that's the cool part about it.
I was doing some stuff around the house and missed a little bit of it, and went to watch the replay last night. And I'm like, okay, I'm good.
It's so funny because I love how early the Open is on.
Yeah. Same here.
But you can see why that's detrimental to ratings because it's on so early that I'm doing other stuff.
Oh yeah, no, I got up at 4. I was getting up at like 5 o'clock in the morning and watching it until my wife got up, and then we had to get going and doing whatever. So I got like 2 or 3 hours every day of watching it. It's actually one of the reasons I love the British is I can watch it. Nobody bothers me in the morning. Nobody's up. So football season starts soon, and of course, with the running back thing is kind of looming. It's kind of a weird beginning of the season. Isn't it kind of odd, the whole running back thing, and then kind of going into the season kind of on a weird down? Saquon Barkley and Chubb now are, I guess, lobbying to. Who are they talking to about this, by the way? Because it's just the nature of the game.
There's really nothing they can do.
Yeah, there's no argument, right?
But I thought it was interesting that you had the biggest stars at the position. Christian McCaffrey, who is one of the players at the position that actually has been paid somewhat properly.
But he does so many other things, though,
Well, that's a big reason why. And it wasn't the 49ers that paid him. It was the Carolina Panthers that built their entire organization around him, and then they traded him to San Francisco. San Francisco is not the one that gave him that deal. But they hopped on a Zoom call together, all the top running backs in the league, to talk about what they can do, and the ultimate result was there's really nothing that we can do about it. This is a collectively bargained players agreement with the league that isn't up until 2030, and it's not like the running backs have their own union. They're
not.
Unionized with all the other players in the league. So unless other positions 7 years from now decide they're going to fight the good fight for the running back, nothing's going to change. I do think that part of this, and I think running is still just that is such an important part of the game itself. That hasn't gone away. I don't think we are in this running back era where you've got guys at the top of that position that are really anchoring our perception of the rest of the running backs in the NFL, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
so you've got a couple of guys at the top, and there's a steep drop off from there.
But they can't. But again, if you're not being nurtured to do that, if you know the offense isn't going to roll around you. I mean, we know the play action in the NFL is one of the greatest things that you can, one of the ways to keep the defense on their heels. But there is none of that anymore. I mean, everybody now, if you have an okay quarterback, that guy's throwing 50, 60 times a game. So, there is even no play action. I mean, basically they're blocking backs now that run maybe once a set, maybe, and then of course the injury thing comes into play. It's kind of weird though, because I grew up in the era of the 70s running backs where it was, Franco and Robert Newhouse and Tony Dorsett and like you could go John Riggins, you could go on and on with Walter Payton and Barry Sanders and all those guys. And those guys were synonymous with the franchise. It wasn't the quarterback or it wasn't the speedy receiver. That was like the core, the heart of the team with those guys.
Brandon, does this change fantasy football, which used to be running back to start off a draft?
No, and I think that's where this mental divide comes from, because we as fans still prop up those guys as huge stars and super valuable, because in fantasy they still are. It's hard to win a fantasy championship unless you have a couple of the best running backs that are putting up the biggest numbers. So guys like Saquon Barkley and Josh Jacobs and Nick Chubb and Christian McCaffrey, those are the biggest stars in the league to people who play fantasy, which is almost everyone who watches the NFL. But the teams themselves look and go, we like those players, but we could get by without you. There are other positions we can't get by without. And even though the running game is important, the running game is expensive. I need a solid offensive line. I got to pay those guys. I need a solid play caller. I got to pay that guy. And by the time you get done paying everybody around the running back, I need a good quarterback. Otherwise, everyone's just going to barrel and hone in on the running back. By the time you get
enter Kirk Cousins.
I need a tight end that can block too. And oh, by the way, it would be nice if he could catch some passes, so I got to pay that guy. By the time you get to the starting running back, there's just not a lot of money left in the money pie, and I think that's the reason why you're seeing the running back position, as far as pay scale, not live up to some of the other positions that are around those guys.
And shelf life is a little bit of a thing, and now quarterbacks are, now we have a lot of players in the league that are quarterbacks that can move. They're running. I mean, Lamar and Patrick Mahomes and a number of other players have made that part of their game now.
Huge. I think that's a big
Josh
part of
Allen,
it too. But in terms of, let's not worry too much about the star running backs of the NFL starving themselves. And I think that in the future, you're going to see these guys well taken care of before they even get to the NFL. Name, image, and likeness is going to help this position maybe more than anybody else. Think about players like Saquon Barkley was the biggest star at Penn State. He never got a legal dollar while he was playing there because NIL wasn't a thing. Leonard Fournette, by far the biggest star at LSU. He was a monster. We go back to Adrian Peterson at Oklahoma.
Yeah.
These are the biggest stars. Reggie Bush at USC, who got his Heisman taken away because they bought his parents a house. These things are legal now. You can actually do those things. And these are the biggest stars on college campuses. So those guys are going to be compensated very fairly before they even step foot into the NFL. That's going to change the game. It's unfortunate for a guy like Saquon Barkley, who, by the way, is probably worth about $50 million. So, again, don't cry yourself to sleep tonight for this guy. But in terms of what he should be paid for the talent and what he produces, he's probably getting paid 50% of what he's worth. So anybody out there who's on the side of, hey, screw these guys? No. Would you work for 50% less than what you're worth?
Yeah, nobody's going to roll the dice. No franchise will roll the dice because they have to have that money for other key positions now that have shown themselves to be analytically better, more productive, right?
But I'm rolling my dice for Saquon.
Okay,
his legs.
Well, we got to get out of here, but I want you to talk. You just talk about fantasy football. I mean, that's kind of what you do. Your podcast is part of that. So I want everybody to know where they can find you to do the fantasy football thing.
So I also do freelance work with RotoWire.com, a fantastic fantasy sports website. Specializes in football, of course, but baseball, basketball. We cover all the big ones. That's every single day, 5 days a week. I'm cranking out an episode that's 5 minutes or less. It's bullet points of everything you need to know going into that day's games. I'm doing it now. I do it all. It's 365 days a year. 5-minute episodes. It's called the Fantasy Bites Podcast, and you can find it wherever you download your favorites. That's the Fantasy Bites Podcast, hosted by yours truly, every single day of the week.
Very good, buddy. Give it up good and loud for our buddy Brandon Kravitz. Oh, yeah! Good seeing you, buddy. Always good seeing you. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Back in 1 second with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan, brought to you by Gringos Locos and SecuredRoofingAndRestoration.com. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Mike, and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Ian Cassett with your Central Florida forecast. Light showers may continue here this evening, but we'll gradually see things clear out with partly cloudy skies overnight. It will be mild with a low around 76 degrees to start out Tuesday. Then Tuesday, similar to the last couple of days, we'll see rain chances increasing by lunchtime with scattered showers and storms. A high of 93 degrees and feels like temperatures that could still reach the triple digits. Rain chances should subside by the evening with more storm chances and heat the rest of the week. For the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Ian Cassett.
This report is sponsored by Irish Spring, the fresh scent of Irish Spring. And those sensational Irish Spring suds are just the reset you need to own the day. Irish Spring. When the spring hits you, you're ready. Pick up Irish Spring at your local retailer today.
Let's get you a new bathroom courtesy of Rebath in Mid-Florida. These guys are awesome. You know why? That's all they do, bathrooms. It's not Rebath in driveways or Rebath in gutters. It's just Rebath. They remodel or replace your bathroom that you hate. And if it's your guest bathroom, that's the one that's keeping you from having all those great family events at your house. You're always winding up at your brothers or sisters, maybe your mom and dad's. You don't want them in your house. You don't want them to see that nasty, out-of-date bathroom. Get rid of that thing, man. And everybody knows like what it looks like. It says early 80s, late 70s bathrooms are like mauve or gold or that awful green color. They're falling apart. They just don't really complement your house. And the crazy thing is the rest of your house looks great. That you keep listening to all your friends and family saying, well, whatever you do, don't try to get a new bathroom. That's going to take you forever. They're going to be in and out of your house. It's going to cost so much money. You're not going to get what you want. Man, with Rebath, none of that is true. They do it in 4 to 6 days. They do it with their employees, and they give you a lifetime guarantee on the products and the install. And guys, these products are beautiful. You can see them. Put your hands on them. Feel that quality. 436 up in Altamont. They're right across from Kobe. Very easy to find. And when you walk in, you see some models set up. Those models are just to show you what the products look like. Every bathroom at Rebath is a custom bathroom. Find the stuff you like. Their design team will put it together for you so you have a beautiful bathroom. Then they install it, give you that lifetime guarantee, and you are happier because of it. Check out online, rebathmidfla.com. Look at the before and afters. See the work they've done. Believe in that, and then go get it at rebathmidfla.com.
Deciding where to bank is no small task. It's a matter of trust, confidence, and benefits. The more the merrier. At Addition Financial Credit Union, we're all about more. More challenges overcome, more financial knowledge gained, more empowering you to reach your long-term financial goals. That's because we're more than just a bank. We're your financial partner, and we'll be with you every step of the way. Count us in at additionfi.com. That's additionfi.com. Federally insured by NCUA.
Today, I'm gonna have a good day because I'm getting one of the new Dunkin' Wraps. They have a chorizo and egg wrap made with chorizo, scrambled eggs, and cheese that will make me forget I had to get up early for a 9 a.m. meeting. Or the chicken and roasted pepper wrap, filled with juicy chicken, roasted peppers, and cheese that will keep me smiling through my usual afternoon lull. Good food from Dunkin' can make any day a good day. New Dunkin' Wraps. America runs on Dunkin'. Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer. Terms apply.
Baby boomers and retirees, protect yourself from the coming tidal wave of higher taxes. This administration's spend and tax schemes, along with their failed economic policies, are only going to add more to the taxes already being taken of your retirement savings. You can gain retirement tax protection from national talk show wealth strategist and best-selling author Chuck Oliver of The Hidden Wealth Solution. Learn how you can get a head start to be retirement tax smart. Imagine learning proven solutions, saving thousands in unnecessary taxes. Visit retirementprotected.com. Retirementprotected.com.
JCSLive.com.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine.
I'm Ellie Anajar.
Together, we're Anajar and Levine, and our team is a triple threat to big insurance companies.
Don't settle with the insurance companies for a fraction of what your case is worth. We'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve.
That's the Anajar and Levine difference. Get your free case review right now. We'll help you take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In Office Orlando.
Get ready for some serious price relief from International Diamond Center. Starting August 1st, IDC's Summer of Savings event is back with 2 amazing offers. First, you can get 20% off all wedding bands. Yes, save 20% off every stunning wedding band. Thousands to choose from, all top designers included. Or for everything else at IDC, you can choose offer number 2. 3 years, 0 interest financing. And IDC will cover your first 2 payments. That's right, you can get a beautiful engagement ring, bracelet, or pendant. Spread your payments over 36 months, and IDC will even cover your first 2 payments. Earrings, anniversary bands, even certified diamonds. At International Diamond Center, we know these days you want and deserve the best possible value. So we're rolling back both prices and finance rates. So come see us in August and get an extraordinary 20% off the top savings on all wedding bands. Or buy anything else and get 3 years 0 interest finance. And let us even take care of the first 2 payments. Get ready to save at International Diamond Center's Summer of Savings event starting August 1st. 4 Orlando locations. Unapproved credit. Some product restrictions apply.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just 1 dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Tools Ace Hardware.
Real Radio 104.1.
If you don't know what web goals are, consider yourself lucky. If you feel like helping out, go to JimColbertLive.com and look at stuff.
Oh my gosh, you guys, you are taking me back. I just remember Lisa Frank everything. Folders, notebooks, pens, stickers. It was just the thing to have when I was in school, and every year they came out with different ones.
Lisa Frank.
I think they actually came back with Lisa Frank a couple of years ago, and it made a resurgence. But yeah, it was so cool. Thanks for the memories, guys. Have a great day.
I do not. Thank you. I do not remember the Lisa Frank thing. Is that after my time?
I'm sure.
It sounds like
I
it
think
should be.
So yeah, yeah.
You shut up.
Yeah, she's an artist. Like I remember seeing those things, but not when I was going to school. I don't know if it was my daughter or somewhere in between, right behind us.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a private for-profit company formed in 1979 under its founder and CEO, Lisa Frank.
There you go.
The company produces colorful designs featured on a variety of media, such as school supplies and stickers.
That's wild. Yeah, I don't even remember what my kids, like, what was in for them. Like, I don't even remember that. They didn't really do any of that decorating stuff with their books and whatnot.
With mine, I can tell you it's not Hannah Montana. Because I had a notebook for them, and it was after they both outgrew it. And so to this day, I still use that same Hannah Montana spiral notebook for show, for radio station notes.
That is a perfect look for you, buddy.
Yeah, I loved that show.
I was trying to make a point that say, it doesn't matter if it's in or not. This is fine. This is good. I'm going to use it. And to this day, I still have it.
Yeah. All my kids are Swifties, except for my boy. My boy's not a Swiftie. My girls are all Swifties. So I know that at least 2 of them had a lot of Swift stuff, Taylor Swift stuff.
But that is something that still holds. I assume they're all still fans of Taylor Swift.
Matter of fact, they just went.
Right?
Taylor just went to see Taylor Swift in Denver.
Yeah.
And they're going again, I think, in London soon, because they're all going to be over there soon.
Oh, very cool.
My kids are ridiculous. I don't do anything.
Come on.
They do everything.
Well, it's time to, turn the
Change it.
table.
Yeah, kid's coming back from Cyprus. She'll be in town, I think, next week. And then Denver, Taylor, she's coming down for my wife's birthday, and we're going to hang out. And then they'll be coming down permanently in September. So we're excited about that.
Fight fire with fire.
Did you buy him a house?
No. But let me tell you, that's part of what they're coming down for, and it has not been a fun look. It has not been a fun.
See, yeah, it's not
looking for the house with any more than one bedroom with less than like $9 trillion.
Let him build a home on your property.
Well, trust me, my wife is trying to talk him into it. She is.
Really?
She wants to take the entire front part of our property and make little houses, so the entire house lives there like a cult. She literally wants every kid we have to live on our property.
Colbert Camp?
Oh, yeah.
I've always wanted that.
The ranch. That's what she wants. She goes, we'll build a tiny house and you can come live here. And I was like, baby, they're not going to do that. They don't want to live this close to their parents. She's like, I don't know. And they're like, no, we don't.
You already have a definitive answer on that.
Yeah. Save your money, Mom and Dad.
916-1041. So, did you guys see the story about this woman who was attacked on the Seminole County Trail? I think this happened last week.
No.
Yeah, the Seminole Wekiva Trail. By the way,
I've been there.
This has happened on this trail before.
Yeah, she was listening to a podcast. It was a little after, was it 7 or 8 p.m.? I think it was already dark. So as soon as I heard that, I'm like, you can't do that, ladies. As much as you love to have the ability, you can't take away your ability to hear. But the guy had his pants down. And he attacked her on the trail, and she was able to
try to drag her into the bushes or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. She was able to beat that ass and get away
while his pants were down.
Yeah.
Well,
he was prepping.
Yeah, that's not.
She shoved him off, then screamed and ran and yelled.
I hope that she whooped that dude's ass, and plus, small advantage going her way. Pants down by the ankles.
He can't run.
You're top heavy.
Yeah.
You're easy to push, and plus you look like a fool. Because now you're twigging berries are all out.
Here's the crazy thing, right? So she gets away from this guy.
And he sounds like he's pretty young. They've described him as between like 16 and 20 years old.
She gets away from this guy, right? She sees him run and grab a bicycle to ride off and then chases him. She goes and bragged about almost catching up to him. I'm like, what are you doing? Run from him. Run the other way. You know, the guy that just came at you with his pants down? And basically tried to rape you in the bushes. Why would you be chasing this guy?
Because he no longer has the element of surprise on his side. I think she, A, has that's A. B, her adrenaline is going. And C, she kind of sizes him up and says,
I got this.
Oh, I got this, yeah.
Hold my beer.
If he's scared now, he's going to be really scared if I run at him.
Let me get a hold of him.
It is interesting, though, because she did follow the protocol you're supposed to follow if you're on one of those trails as a single woman. They tell you to keep the volume low in your AirPods. That's exactly what she said. She was listening to a podcast, but she even made a point to say to the cops, look, I was listening to it really low. It didn't have a problem. The one thing I wanted to ask, though, I mean, you can tell me this more. I mean, obviously, this is a woman being attacked by somebody who was looking to do some damage. Where do you feel the least safe? Like when you're just in your everyday life, where do you feel the least safe?
Right now, Dad.
4 feet from me? No, I hope not.
I'm blinking twice, y'all.
Blink out the Morse code for help.
If you're watching us on YouTube, you see me blinking for usually the parking lot.
Yeah, parking lot. Here?
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you guys? Where do you feel the least safe in your life?
I don't. Driving.
Well, the weird thing is, that's a great one, by the way. Because now, the weird thing is right now, because of all the violence that just happens unnecessarily, people doing stupid stuff and shooting and stuff. For me, the last few times I went to downtown Orlando, I remember walking back to my car. I was like, I don't feel real solid about this. And I was in a garage, like a well-lit garage, but it was like midnight, and it just feels sketchy. I don't know what it was. It just felt very sketchy.
Yeah, no, I'm about that life. That's where I thrive.
Well, you've been robbed a bunch. I mean, I don't even know.
I got robbed twice. Yeah. Mugged once.
Well, that's more than anybody I know has ever been robbed, dude.
A home broken into.
Yeah. I've had my car broken into, but I've never been robbed at gunpoint.
Well, there we go. Look at that. It's 2-1.
Where do you feel the least safe?
Driving.
That's it?
It is the number one, variable that is day in, day out. That is always a risk of true tragedy.
God,
catastrophe.
That's so perfect. I think that would, in Florida roads, I would think you'd probably have to say in your car is probably why. Funny thing is because
it's any road for me.
I think I'm a pretty good defensive driver, believe it or not. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that. Jack, have a hard time holding that in. But with that same sense, I feel like I'm a good defensive driver, so I don't really feel unsafe on the roads.
That's because you're the aggressive one that everyone else is scared of.
Yeah, probably so.
Ross and I have ridden with you. We share that terror.
But when I rode my motorcycle, without question, the most unsafe I felt was there. Jack, you ever feel unsafe riding your bicycle when you go out and ride around?
So on the bicycle, not too bad. I'm only in daylight, but yes. If I am on a major street like 434 has a bike lane, but it's 4 inches of paint separating you from the vehicles that are going 45 minimum.
Not paying attention.
Right next to you. And they have to look at one text for them to just veer a little to the right. So I'd say that is the most unsafe I feel on my bike. I think I-4 is a great one. I had an incident just going Friday night going downtown where guy was trying to merge. I had a person on my left. I couldn't move over, and they were trying to like squeeze me in between the two, and it was
Did they realize the physics of that?
Yeah. I don't think you realize that they're supposed to yield to the left.
Some guy said strip club bathrooms. That's a good one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How come?
And how about this one? I feel least safe at the office 1 week after a firing of an employee.
Yes, come on now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So you think about that. Like you feel
that's modern
like
times.
You fire somebody who is a sketchy or questionable employee. Maybe they're a little bit caustic. Man, that week at work after that can get a little hairy.
Yeah.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Back in a sec with another keyword for you at the top of the hour. Get it right now.
Your shot at $1,000 is next. Brought to you locally by Mills Air. If you want a shot at $5,000, make sure you're listening to us on our free iHeartRadio app.
Heavy traffic continues on I-4 this afternoon in the Orlando area as you travel east and westbound on the interstate. Traffic especially slow by the major attractions exits and as you travel through downtown. All northbound lanes remain blocked on Ronald Reagan Boulevard in Seminole County near 434. If you run into other traffic problems this afternoon, just make sure to call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Irish Spring, the fresh scent of Irish Spring. And those sensational Irish Spring suds are just the reset you need to own the day. Irish Spring. When the spring hits you, you're ready. Pick up Irish Spring at your local retailer today.
The podcast Outlaws, The Good Thief tells the story of the Robin Hood of Greece. Follow this fugitive's trail from Athens to mountain hideouts and discover how this bank robber who shares money with the poor has stolen the hearts of the Greek people.
They say Paleokostas has given a lot of money to poor people.
Like, he'd steal a car from a village and return it with a bag of cash on the seat.
Listen to Outlaws, The Good Thief on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
You know, buying or refinancing a home can be worrisome enough, but doing it without the best people on your team can almost make it feel impossible. But it doesn't have to feel that way. Put that mortgage guy Don on your team and let him show you the broker difference. If you already have a quote for your loan or refinance, just go to thatmortgageguyDon.com. Don will interpret it for you, tell you how much you're actually paying for your loan, and let you know if you can get a better deal. It's really peace of mind right at your fingertips, so don't miss the boat. Compare your quote at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
I had a radio listener call me after an accident. The insurance company offered him $700. He hired me that day and we recovered $100,000. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Potential clients may not obtain same or similar results. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
Backup systems. We depend on them. Even your household budget has one. And Scott Cash Advance. Up to $500 fast with no credit check. Many locations open 24/7. Some restrictions apply, subject to approval.
Scott. Deals on the McD app are kind of like cool breezes on a hot summer day. You don't know when they're coming, but when they hit, there's nothing quite like them. Save time and get back to summer fun when you order ahead on the app. Pick up a juicy, tender McCrispy, golden fries, and a refreshing Dr. Pepper. It's 30% off your entire order when you spend $5 using mobile order and pay on the McD app. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Offer valid 6/1/23 through 12/31/23 at participating McDonald's. Valid once a day. Dr. Pepper is a registered trademark of Dr. Pepper 7-Up, Inc.
A meal at McDonald's brings my family closer together. And now that same meal helps bring other families closer together. When we order a family bundle deal that has 40 crispy chicken McNuggets and 2 large fries, McDonald's donates 50 cents to local Florida Ronald McDonald House Charities chapters, providing a home away from home so families can stay close to their child during medical care. We can also round up our order and the extra will get donated. Food, family, and helping others? What could be better? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Cannot be combined with any other offer.
Attention business owners. Was your company impacted during COVID? If you had W-2 employees during 2020 and 2021, you may be entitled for up to $26,000 per employee through the Employee Retention Credit Program. This is not alone. The IRS paid back billions already. We've helped thousands of businesses just like yours. So let us help you. At ERC Business Solutions, we make it simple. We do it all for you, so you won't have to worry about the complex application process. There's absolutely no risk. If you don't get paid, we don't get paid. Most businesses do qualify, even those with no decline in revenues or those that already got PPP. Discover how much you can claim. There's no cost or obligation. Call now, 800-200-2250. That's 800-200-2250. Get up to $26,000 per employee. Call 800-200-2250. 800-200-2250.
Florida home insurance options are thinning faster than your father-in-law's hairline. So before you end up with less coverage than his bald spot, check out Open House Home Insurance, an online-first home insurance solution that is here to stay. With an insurance group that has been serving Floridians for over 25 years, Open House saves you money without sacrificing coverage. Get a quote in seconds at openhouseinsurance.com. Administered by Frontline Insurance Managers Incorporated and underwritten by First Protective Insurance Company. See openhouseinsurance.com for details. This advertisement does not constitute a binding offer or guarantee of coverage.
Hi, I'm Octavia Clausman. My dad is attorney Glenn Clausman, who helps people with their injury claims. My dad really cares about people. His clients have his cell number so they can call him anytime. At home, at night, I see him working on their files. He talks about how his clients' injuries have affected them and how he tries to help. He really cares. If you have an injury claim, you should call my dad, Glenn Clausman. Call 407-917-1718. He'll give you his cell number. Glenn Clausman at KLAUSMANlaw.com. Office, Winter Park.
Applebee's daily deals for $9.99 and under. There's a deal every day for everyone. Just $9.99 and under. That's all day, every day. Get into your local Applebee's now. Daily deals are dine-in only and limited locations listed on nrpneighborhood.com. Limited time only while supplies last. Participation varies.
This is Steve Kramer. Let me tell you a business secret. There are sketch companies out there selling awards. Make sure the awards earned by your lawyer are from respected organizations. At Trenley Kramer Law, our lawyers have been recognized by Orlando Magazine Best Lawyers, Florida Trend Legal Elite, Super Lawyers, and listed in U.S. News as a best law firm for years. We've earned the awards that can't be bought. Trenley Kramer, TK Law, OneFirmForLife.com.
If you ever need our help, we're just a call away. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, CASH. C-A-S-H. Cash. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
There's only one place to watch this nonsense. At Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Cedar Point isn't the only coaster park in Ohio. There's also Kings Island, which is near Cincinnati. And when I lived in Ohio, in the 70s, they had the world's largest wooden roller coaster called the Beast. And I rode it many times. It was great.
Yeah, wooden coasters are great, by the way. If you've never ridden a wooden coaster, it is a lot of fun.
Is it because of the fear that it could all come tumbling down?
It's the creaking.
I rode that thing that they had at Boardwalk and Baseball for a while called the Cyclone or something like that. And it does. I mean, it is a little scary because it does not feel very safe, and you're way up in the air. But it's a very smooth Like when you build a skateboard ramp, how many plies you put on the skateboard ramp really matters to how it feels when you skate it. You can't just put one ply of plywood. You have to put like 2 or 3. And then when you put that extra ply, it just gets real super smooth and fast. And I feel that the wooden coasters have some of that. And I'm not a big coaster guy, but as long as they don't go up and down or upside down and spin in circles, I can ride them.
Right.
Like I can do the drops and stuff. That doesn't really bother me with the motion sickness thing.
Wooden coaster has a metal track on top of it's basically the frame is wood.
That's exactly what it is, but it just feels way different.
Well, it's just, it causes fear when you hear the
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
And you hear that chain clinking you up to the top. You're like, oh, we're dead.
You're like, are those like bolts letting loose?
All right, 407-916-1041. Your 5 o'clock keyword is cash, CASH. Go to realradio.fm and send that off. Maybe you can win that $1,000 like our buddy Andrew on Friday did win $1,000 from us. So cash is your word, guys. Go get it, and hopefully you can win that money. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
And Jack.
Hello.
And Ross.
Yeah.
So 70% of Americans, 70% of us live in big cities or live in the city.
All right.
Only 30% of America lives rurally, right? With that said, how many, like, small towns are a big thing, right?
Yeah,
and
right.
Now, and
especially right now.
And I think now, like Ross was saying, maybe even more than ever, people are taking their time, and instead of going like big, expensive European vacations, especially over the COVID thing, they were starting to kind of visit just quaint places here in America that offered some really cool stuff to do.
I mean, if you want more adventure, there are 19,000 people being evacuated off of a couple of Greek islands because of wildfires.
Yeah, I saw that. But it's funny. I read this article, and it said 15 of the best small towns in America that you can visit. And I was like, okay, well, let's see what Florida did. And I was scrolling and scrolling and scrolling.
Oh, boy.
How many small cities do you think from the state of Florida made it on this list of the best, most quaint, cute little small towns and cities in America?
4.
4? What do you think, Jack?
Out of how many? How many did they list?
15 cities.
Out of 15, how many from Florida?
How many from Florida?
1.
3.
None.
Oh.
Can you believe that not one city in Florida was able to make the list? And look,
whose list is this?
Gloucester, Mass is on there.
Okay.
Right? Saranac Lake of New York is on there. New Bern, North Carolina. I've never even heard of that place.
Well, that's the point.
I understand that, but I mean, at least some of it. You've heard of Gloucester, right? You've certainly heard of that. I've heard of Saranac Lake. I've heard of that.
I haven't heard of those.
I've heard of Beaufort, South Carolina. That's on there. It's supposed to be gorgeous, by the way. Oh, it's supposed to be really, really cool.
Listen to that octave change.
Yeah. I'd never heard of Metropolis, Illinois, but it's on there. Mackinac Island in Michigan.
Oh, heard of that.
Oh,
that's
supposed
Mackinac.
To be is it really?
Yes, Mackinac, and it's one of the most beautiful places. That's the place where it's only horse-drawn carriages and bicycles.
So I believe, isn't the Truman Show city kind of built on the idea of Mackinac Island? That's what I've heard, because it's you have to go across the bridge to get on there, right?
There's a ferry, actually.
Ferry,
although they did recently, I think they did build a bridge. When I went there as a kid, you could only get there by ferry. If you've ever seen the Christopher... he was Superman.
Reeve.
Christopher Reeve and Jane Seymour, Somewhere in Time.
Oh, with the penny. Oh!
That was filmed in Mackinac Island.
Really?
And that was why it was such a big deal. I think it was it Trump who had the beast taken onto that island where there are no cars on that island. It's all horse-drawn carriages and bicycles. That's it.
The president's limo, the beast?
The limo, yeah, so that had caused a kerfuffle because there are no cars.
Only 600 people call that home.
Oh, Lilac Festival in May.
600 people call that place home.
Mackinac Island is the bomb.
Metropolis, Illinois, been around since 1839. Let's see. Eureka Springs, Arkansas. Now, I have heard of that because years ago when I was doing the whole Where You At thing,
right,
I started kind of looking for cool places to visit because we like to do that on our vacations, like to go to little places like that. And this came up, and this is kind of right there on the Ozark area, the Ozarks, so it's kind of cool. That's there, Marfa, Texas. Marfa, Texas. And when you look at the shot of Marfa, Texas, it looks like a movie set where everybody dies.
You said Marfa.
Marfa.
How do they die?
From living there.
Oh, okay.
From just living there. They shot No Country for Old Men around there. The movie Giant with James Dean was around there. And if you'll remember, Marfa is that small city in Texas that has that little Prada store out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
It's got a little store for Prada, like, that really expensive Italian like clothing and bags and stuff.
Yeah, I don't think it's an actual store. It was like an art installation.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah. But it's very cool. You can look it up on Google Maps.
Only 1,800 people there. And again, it doesn't look like it has anything to do. Like there's a water tower. That's it. Taos, New Mexico is on there. That's a cool place. Got to give that one to them.
Oh, yeah.
Taos is pretty badass.
You been?
Yeah, we didn't go because the weather was too bad the day we were supposed to go up there. But everybody in New Mexico, when we talked about it when we were there, we went to Centralia City and some other places up there in the old, what's that trail that went across the entire country? The Oregon Trail.
There you go.
Yeah. We went up there and saw some of those places off the Oregon Trail rather than going to Taos.
Man, Stacy died of dysentery.
Yes, she did.
So Truman Show was actually the fictitious. It's Sea Haven is the name of the place in the movie, but it was shot in Seaside, Florida.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah.
Wow. I'll be damned.
It's a master plan community in the Florida Panhandle.
Whitefish, Montana, Moab, Utah.
Heard of that?
Friday Harbor, Washington. Like, I've never heard. Julian, California. Like, we don't have one place.
Sure we do. It's called Mount Dora.
Yeah, Mount Dora should be on there.
Yeah, but you would be upset if it was on there.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Well, look at it's a
all
paradox.
Subdivisions everywhere now.
But Volcano, Hawaii, and McCarthy, Alaska are both on there. Never heard of any of them. I just can't imagine that, like, these great little cities like that. Even Sarasota and those little areas around there are so beautiful. Like, not one from Florida? I don't know why I'm so upset about this, but
neither do we.
It kind of pissed me off. I don't know why. I'll rep.
But some of these, you have these nice little communities, but they're kind of big city or city adjacent, right?
Yeah, I guess. Some of them are.
So they're close enough. I think Mount Dora would definitely qualify because it's remote enough and it's self-contained.
Yeah, I would agree with that as well. No, not even close. 700.
Oh, we don't know. Could have been 16.
McCarthy, Alaska only has 107 people. 107 people. Apparently, it's a big hangout for nature and wildlife photographers and bush pilots and stuff like that.
Listen to that. That sounds so badass.
Doesn't it?
Does it really?
Well, you live in a town and it's filled with people who are also very passionate about the thing that you're passionate about, which is wildlife photography. So you and like the mayor just like, grabbed a couple photos of some wolves. Don't raise the taxes.
It's right. Don't spray paint anything, son.
Yeah,
It says bush pilots, wildlife photographers, adventure guides. They all go there. I don't know, man. When I saw the list, I was like, wow, all those places. I mean, they sound cool, but I just can't believe Florida didn't even have one in that list. I mean, a lot of people a lot of states in the U.S.
They're just jealous.
Is that what it is?
They're just jealous. They're
Maybe
like, Florida gets on every list.
All right, 407-916-1041. Don't forget, cash is your 5 o'clock keyword. That's C-A-S-H, C-A-S-H. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your, what?
Just sounded like you were trying to make sure.
No. I'm just trying to make sure everybody understands.
Hey, it's Monday.
I'm trying to get people to win. That's it.
I know.
Yeah, come on.
All right. Hey, here's 8 habits to make you live longer.
Yes.
According to veterans of the U.S. I'll tell you what those are next. You probably do most of them already.
For every 10,000 new followers, everyone on Real Radio gets a new puppy. Can we get an assist? Real Radio 1041 on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. goldsmithjewelry.com.
Heavy traffic continues on I-4 this afternoon in the Orlando area as you travel east and westbound on the interstate. Traffic especially slow by the major attractions exits and as you travel through downtown. All northbound lanes remain blocked on Ronald Reagan Boulevard in Seminole County near 434. If you run into other traffic problems this afternoon, just make sure to call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by ViStar Credit Union. Want to make your summer more exciting? Right now, sign up for a ViStar Rewards credit card and get up to 3 points for each dollar spent. Plus, check out the exciting new limited time offer where you could win big. Visit ViStarCU.org/summer to learn more.
Jim Colbert Show question of the day now on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook in the gym members. It's all brought to you by myhomebuildersnetwork.com. Thanks to Mike the Home Builder. Great guy. Been advertising with the station. It might be close to 20 years now. I'm going to have to check with him on that. What I did do is check with Mike when I needed a roof. It's going around, homeowners insurance, it's crazy in the state of Florida. And one of the big things, if your roof is more than 15 years old, chances are your insurance is saying you're going to need a new roof. Well, if you do, make sure you go to myhomebuildersnetwork.com. That's where you find Mike the Home Builder. Put a roof on my house earlier this year, new gutters as well with covers. Beautiful job, but he also can do replacement windows or doors. Mike the Home Builder. You find him online at myhomebuildersnetwork.com. Use someone local, someone you can trust, someone who does a great job.
Santo Family Moving and Storage is Central Florida's trusted source for local and long-distance moving. From packing to delivery, Santo Moving is fully licensed and insured to provide you a seamless moving experience so you can enjoy your new home in no time. Get a quote today at centomoving.com. Forget the stress, move with the best.
Get your tickets now
at AXS.com
for our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas.
September 22nd and 23rd.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
The iHeartRadio Music Festival.
The Hartford Small Business Insurance knows that opening a small business is a great achievement. Thanks to all the owners for all they do to keep our communities vibrant and strong. Learn more about the Hartford Small Business Insurance and why over 1 million small business owners trust them. Visit thehartford.com/smallbusiness.
Summer's almost here. Time to get swimsuit ready for the pool parties and beach vacations. And for the confidence to look your very best, get RM3 from Red Mountain Weight Loss. RM3 works on your belly, hips, and thighs, attacking unhealthy fat and reshaping your body, all while helping you lose up to 20 pounds or more per month. There's simply no faster way to get swimsuit ready than with RM3. It's safe and effective for men and women, and it's all natural, so it won't make you nervous or jittery. RM3 helps overcome issues that cause weight gain, like a slowing metabolism, hormone imbalance, or menopause. This patented medication is available only by prescription, and you can only get it at Red Mountain Weight Loss. So trust the experts at Red Mountain Weight Loss for programs that are doctor supervised and highly successful. Lose weight and look great just in time for summer with RM3. Dial pound 250 from your cell phone right now and use the keyword Red Mountain Weight Loss. That's pound 250 keyword Red Mountain Weight Loss.
It's the Marketer's Report. Today, Capital One's Chief Brand Officer, Mark Mentry, weighs in on building loyalty with customers.
Capital One has really worked to create amazing access moments for our customers. We will do sound check parties so that only Capital One cardholders can get access to, and we can't pull that off without iHeart.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, insights, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
If you ride a motorcycle in Florida, someone can hit you and hurt you and legally not have insurance to pay you. Uninsured motorist coverage can help save you from financial ruin. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
You can always count on a classic. It's timeless and tastefully legendary. That's the truth behind the Troppy Chop. Often imitated, too delicious to be duplicated. The sauce just won't taste the same. But to really stand out, you gotta stay fresh and move to the beat of your own bowl. The Troppy Chop, only at Pollo Tropical. A classic that never goes out of style.
Join Jim Colbert on The Jim Colbert Show for his Cigar of the Week segment every Friday afternoon at 3:45. You can pick up these featured cigars at all 3 Corona Cigar Company locations, Dr. Phillips, Heathrow, and downtown. Learn more at coronacigar.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts provides more than just the right parts for your repair. Our professional parts people can also offer free check engine light diagnosis. We can scan your vehicle and provide a list of possible fixes. Find the right parts for you or recommend a great local repair shop. Don't ignore your check engine light. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Try all the Dunkin' Refreshers, iced coffees, cold brews, and lattes. Dunkin' Iced. America runs on Dunkin'.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Radio.
Are you offended yet? Obviously, we're only kidding. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Thanks so much for tuning in today. We appreciate that as we do every single day. Hope you had a great weekend. A little stormy out there this weekekend.
Ooh, and hot.
Yeah. Had a little family get-together yesterday with the pool, and as soon as they got there, it started raining.
Oh!
Literally, we were in the pool. I was lightning a few minutes. I'm like, yeah, you know what? We just talked about this. I'm going to get out.
Yeah, that's smart move.
My father-in-law was not so swayed. He stayed in there for a few more minutes and then got on out. But it's been nice, having the pool to be able to get together in the summer. It's been good. All right, 407-916-1041. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. Cash is your 5 o'clock keyword. Get over to realradio.fm and send that away. Maybe you can win that $500. $1,000. What am I doing? $500.
I don't know. Are you taking 5 off the top for yourself?
Yeah, I don't know. By the way, we're going to move away from that list thing. We can do that tomorrow because I wanted to talk about this because I told Jack the question of the day is, have you ever paid bail? Have you guys ever done that?
I threw down on it once.
Yeah, well,
you paid for somebody else's bail.
Yeah, like $50.
That was my question because I was posting it right now. I was sharing it on Twitter. It could be for either you or someone else. You're paying the bail, right?
That's right. Yeah. Either you had to put bail on yourself or pay bail for somebody else. And the reason I bring this up is because in Illinois, apparently there is going to be a mess because they are nixing cash bail. There will be no more cash bail in Illinois, which includes, of course, Chicago. And the reason why is because they felt that the cash bail system was unequal for all people. In other words, if you are poor, you do a crime, you get in, you can't pay the bail to get out, and you wind up languishing in jail, whereas people that have money can pay their bail and they can get out.
So they're just getting rid of bail?
So they're getting they're eliminating cash bail. They're bracing for more crime and more victims that result in the end of cash bail across the state. Folks who live here are extremely concerned, says Kyle Bacon. It's an experiment on the backs of victims of crime. I have serious concerns, and so do the people who live here. On Tuesday of last week, the Illinois State Supreme Court ruled in favor of eliminating the state's cash bail system, and it takes effect September 18th to fully abolish cash bail. And it's the first state to do so. Which means, under the new law, judges across Illinois will not require those charged with a crime to post bail in order to be released from jail while they await trial, unless the judge determines whether they are a threat to the public or a flight risk.
So a judge can still say, just like he would have said, held without bail, you can still be held.
Yes.
Okay.
You can still be
held.
held.
Still be held. But we're getting rid of the bail portion.
Right, exactly. And of course, the cops are saying basically, look, we did our job. We arrested them, incarcerated them. And then the state's attorney makes the argument they should be remanded for trial. And the judge, based on the Safety Act, says, now I'm forced to let them go. And it's an interesting thing because you hear about bail all the time and paying bail. Basically, it's just a cash guarantee that you show up for court, right?
Mm-hmm. But you have to get the cash to do that.
You have to get the cash to do that. And it's usually 10% of whatever the bail is.
If you go to a bail bondsman, you provide 10%.
Right.
And then usually there's some sort of collateral.
Man,
But you don't get that 10% back, I believe.
No, I don't think you do. That's
because that's what the bail bondsman makes.
That's the fee, I believe, right? You have to guarantee that you show up to court.
I'm really pissed off at myself. As soon as you brought up bail, my first initial thought was, I've never bailed anybody out. And then I remembered, no, I was at a bar. A friend's friend, maybe even friend's friend got arrested, and I got drunk, and everyone was pulling money together for this kid's bail. I don't even know this kid's name, and he has 50 of my dollars because he was a douchebag. I helped bail this kid out. I don't even know his name.
You know what'd he do?
I think he got in a fight. I don't even know. I was friends with his friend, and then his older brother. You see what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It was a very loose connection, and I threw down on his bail.
Yeah, I've never had to do that. I've never even asked to bail anybody out. It's all like one of those jokes when you go out drinking with the boys. Hey, get bail money. Make sure you have bail money.
The a texter points out, Real Mobile 77031. We get your text during the show that bail bondsman, you are eliminating a business.
Yeah. Oh wow.
In the state of Illinois. But I wonder what this is going to do for, attendance at, you get released and then coming to, court.
Yeah.
Will there be more people missing their court dates because...
Oh, you bet your ass. And they're going to have to pay the money to go out and find them, right? Because now every one of those is going to become an issue. It says here that bail reform advocates argue that the current cash bail system bases the freedom of people awaiting trial largely on their ability to pay money and have it said through disproportionately affects communities of color. That is one of the things.
Sure, poor people that can't afford, it's just like...
not everybody poor is a person of color.
No, but that's why they're saying it disproportionately affects people of color, because it does affect poor people.
Yeah, it does.
Because there is a disproportionate amount of people of color that are poor.
Yeah, I get that. But what I'm saying is, you still have committed a crime, right? You still did a crime. You still go to jail for a reason.
You are accused of a crime.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the amount of money determines if you're going to be there that opening week. Justice hops in the back seat if you have enough money.
Well, yeah. I guess maybe.
You could have two people do the same exact crime. The wealthier person will literally spend less time in jail because of bail.
Yeah, because they can get out, right? Yeah. It says here we have 100 people sitting in jail or requiring cash bond. What happens with that? They have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of arrest warrants that are assigned cash bond. What happens with that? All these questions exist, and quite honestly, they say, I sit here and I have no answers to this question. It says it can be discouraged both by the police, those in the criminal justice system, and those citizens when more emphasis is put on the rights of defendants over the protection of public. In other words, what they're saying is you get somebody in there that's committed a couple crimes, maybe DUI, maybe they've robbed somebody, and if the judge doesn't think that that's dire enough for you to stay in jail, they just turn you right back out and hope you show up.
Well,
and then hope you don't commit another crime.
That's up to the judge to make that decision as opposed to the bank account of the person being accused.
Yeah, I understand that.
So it can be a horrible person with a lot of money, but but the judge can still make their decision on whether that person should be held or not.
Understood. Do you think this is a good idea?
I think there are some pros, and I was trying to remember, the bail system has been held to the fire, or at least it's been far more criticized in the last 10 years. And I was trying to remember what was the number one reason. And if I remember, this is close to it, that defendants who are unable to afford bail may be more likely to accept plea deals.
Yeah.
People who are broke are taking these plea deals
just to get out of jail
just
earlier.
To get out of jail because they know if they fight it, they have a lawyer going, hey, you can get out of here, but you can't vote. You're going to be a felon, or you're going to pick up these charges. You will get out, or you can fight it, and it's going to cost you so much money if you lose.
Right.
So do you want that, or do you want to fight it and have this drag out for years? And that gets dangled over a lot of people's heads. And then instead of innocent until proven guilty, it's more like innocent, kind of, but you're not, and we're not going to find out because you took the plea deal because you wanted to get out.
So, so for this to be a failure, basically what happens is people commit small crimes, burglaries, robberies, DUIs, things of that nature. They go to jail, then they immediately let them back out so they can maybe go out and do the same thing again. So where's the win here? Where's the win for the citizens who aren't committing crimes and getting put in jail? Is it the system, the police system, the system that's been built is there to protect the citizens who aren't committing crimes, right?
And it also has some heavy cons. Another reason, the cash bail system contributes to jail overcrowding since many individuals are detained solely because they can't afford bail.
Right. Again, they committed a crime to go to jail, so you're saying it should be based on the crime. Like that, I've always thought.
And then that becomes the slippery slope. They haven't been convicted of the crime yet.
Right.
They have allegedly committed a crime, and I'm not saying that the majority of the people are innocent. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that don't act like the system is, guilty until proven. Whatever it is, I forgot it. But and then turn around and look at the reality of the situation and go, that's not exactly what we're implementing.
says here, we've assured people that we will absolutely do everything we can to serve the victims of crime, but people are very concerned about it. It is a rural area, and people here are not served well by this law. Now, this is just another person talking on a county that's outside of Chicago, because most of Illinois is rural. Outside of Chicago, it isn't. It isn't like this. It isn't like New York. They're not packed in there like that. The flaws of it are going to be revealed even more, and trying to fix that issue is going to be a nonstop process. That's what a number of these sheriffs and civic leaders are saying about it up there, and they're really scared about how this is going to wind up coming down. I agree with you guys. It is kind of effed up that if you commit a crime, you go into jail, you can get out. But again, for me, it's like, you just don't commit the crime and you don't have to worry about any of this stuff.
Absolutely.
You just don't be a douchebag, and you don't have to worry about making bail or not making bail, or whether or not you can afford to get out of jail or not. Just don't do it. But I think that's what most people say. If you're a victim of a crime and the guy that robbed you gets put in jail, then he's just back out the next day. And no shows, skips bail.
I don't think it's a hot take to say don't commit the crime. What I do think, though, is a uncomfortable decision is going, all right, people commit crimes all the time. The conversation that I would like to have is, why does the amount of money that you possess heavily impact your sentence and punishment? Because that's been the case for a while in this country, and no one really is trying to figure it out. So I think this idea will have some pros and cons. I don't think this idea being proposed is flawless, but I think it's a step into at least a different direction.
Yeah, I don't even know how you could. There has to be something else that guarantees the people show back up to find out, or to face the trial, to face the judge, so they can face the justice. That's the whole idea.
They'll be in contempt, and then now on the hook for longer, for more crime and longer sentences,
and more resources to go to find them again, and more resources poured out to go find them and put them back in jail and go through this entire process again.
If it's about the victims, why allow bail? Why allow people out at all until they are?
It was just a guarantee that they'll show back up and not skip, so they can face the crime that they've committed.
No, but why? If you are arrested, then the question is letting them go on bail. Then what if you just did away with bail, but you didn't let anyone go? You wait until they had to stay in jail until their trial.
Yeah, I'm not sure that wasn't the case before, though, right? I mean, how long has bail been around?
And when it comes to resources, those resources are, sure, it takes more resources to go get those people back, but it also takes less resources if you have a non-cash bail system.
Yeah, I don't know if that's true, though. I mean, I don't know if that's true or not. I mean, I don't. I can't sit here and say definitively that it is. It just seems like to me that when you're tying, and again, not only just the resources, now you're tying up officers that are there to make sure that your community is safe, to go out and find somebody you let go and should not have been let go. I mean, again, do I think the bail system is right or completely without flaws? No, but it is a way that we can guarantee people to show up and face the crimes they've committed. I mean, outside of that, I mean, if you commit a crime in Chicago and you go, hey, man, I'm just out of here, they just let me go, why would I stick around? I mean, the whole idea of bail also is a flight risk, because if you don't show up, you lose that money.
Yeah,
I don't know how much that impacts your decision.
Yeah, how much money you have shouldn't determine of whether or not you're going to be a flight risk. Also, all of these crimes, the judge, we're overlooking a massive variable in this whole situation, is the judge has the discretion of going, no bail.
Right,
you're there.
100%, but there will be no bail. So it's either you stay in jail until it's trial time, or you don't. It's that simple. There's no way for you to, there's no guarantee. I mean, and again, that's another, is that another increased resource flux? Well, no, it wouldn't be. It's actually the other way around.
Yeah, you're going to have less people.
You'd have fewer people in jail.
Yeah. It's not, you know what? It's been talked about for a while, so you're not going to test this nationwide. This is isolated to Illinois, which has both rural and metropolitan areas. So you kind of see how it works in both environments. And what a texter says, it does not apply to federal. So any federal cases in the state of Illinois would still have bail and bail bondsmen needed in those.
It's just state county stuff in Illinois only.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to watch how it plays out.
Somebody says here, who wants to just sit in jail for 6 to 8 months to find out they're innocent?
Yeah, man, I don't even know if you know what's sad. I don't know if that's being texted sarcastically.
Yeah, I don't either, because you can see it play both ways.
Oh yeah,
because that's kind of the case.
Just like politics.
That's the argument against it.
It'd be nice to see, justice meted out fairly. But for every officer that arrests someone and takes them off the street just to see a state attorney or a judge undo that work, and now it just kind of seems like various parts of the criminal justice system are being pitted against each other and still expected to have a successful result.
And wasn't there a program that we talked about earlier this year that would allow people to make payments on their bail? In other words, if let's say you got in trouble and your bail was $5,000 and it was $500 you had to come up with, and you couldn't come up with $500, that you can make like a down payment and then pay that in some other form. I know that pawn shops are always near bail bondsmen,
right?
Because you go in there pawn your watch, get out of jail, or have your mom pawn something, or your dad, or whatever, so they can get you out of jail. It's not a secret that they're close to each other for a reason. It says here they prepared for this, but they're kind of just hitting the pause button because they're not really sure how it's going to affect. How do you think cops feel about this?
Oh, I think that it's more pissed offness that they're probably already feeling at times when they see people get arrested, bad people, and then they get bailed out.
Well, I mean, get bailed out, but I mean, in this case, they would just get let out. They wouldn't even have there would be no penalty. I mean, at least I guess with the bail thing, there's at least an ongoing financial penalty to be able to get out of jail. And to be honest with you, I don't know what happens if you go to jail, you post bond, and then you're found innocent. I mean, I don't think that even matters, right? Because, I mean, the bondsman's still going to get his money.
Yeah.
Because you still showed up for the court case, and if they find you innocent, it just costs you that money to stay out of jail.
Yeah, that's a great question.
I've never had to deal with any of this, so I really have I really have no knowledge of how that works. But that would be kind of interesting to show up. You get $5,000. Let's say you're a suspect in a burglary or a robbery. They arrest you. You're like, I'm innocent. Okay, take it up with the judge. You'll have your trial. You pay your $500 in bond, and then you're found innocent. Do you get that $500 back? Obviously not. How do you get restitution there?
I think you have to sue.
Yeah.
So, the funny thing is, you pay the $500 to get out so you can continue to work.
Yeah, to pay that off.
But in this situation, you wouldn't have to worry about that. You get let go. They just bring you in. I guess they get your records. They get your trial date set. You go through the arraignment, and then they let you go. And then it's on you to show up. I mean, nobody's going to want you. Nobody's going to make sure you show up. It's just on your own good. So you are going to have a whole bunch of people skipping is what's going to happen. That's going to be the number one thing that's going to happen. If you get up there, you get busted for DUI or something, they put you in jail, then they let you go with no bond unless the judge deems you a flight risk. And I'm sure that's maybe, I don't know how often that's going to happen.
Well,
I get out of jail, I'd immediately move. Why would I stay there?
Because you are about to feel more legal trouble that you have never seen before.
Yeah, no, I just don't have to drive in Chicago anymore or in Illinois. That's it. They're not going to send they're not going to send a bounty hunter to come get you over a DUI, right? I just moved down to Texas and then just make sure I don't ever drive in Illinois again, and then I'm scot-free.
Or ever get arrested or ever have a background check or ever have your name run. Because
like that's a pretty heavy...
Or travel.
I'm not saying life on the run to avoid court.
Well, yeah, I mean, it happens all the time. I mean, one of the reasons Ghislaine Maxwell is still in prison outside of the atrocity that she... that they wouldn't give her bail because they thought she was a flight risk. She had resources to go.
Exactly. So the judge thought she was a flight risk, denied her to be allowed to be released. The judge still has that same power.
But, I mean, how many cases can you do that with, though, guys? That's kind of what my thing is. Like, I mean, how many cases does just Chicago alone have? How many people can you bring in for shootings or brandishing a weapon or any of these street crimes and then just let them go? I mean, there's no repercussion for your crime? You think those people are going to show back up? You think a street crime guy who just squeezed off 10 rounds at a crowd because they dissed him in the club is going to show back up if there's no bail? Now, again, I know that's a judge's discretion, and that's an extreme example. But, I mean, you could add this. If I just got busted dealing fentanyl, and it was a small amount, they put me in jail, and they just let me go. You think I'm going to stick around for the fentanyl charge?
I think the consequence of this law being passed isn't necessarily more people getting out. I think it's more people getting held without bail.
Yeah, you think so?
I think that is probably going to be the end result when it becomes a judge's. Now, all of a sudden, that's on the judge's shoulders.
Right, yeah.
I think that...
And you think that's going to balance out for the people they have to hold back? So now you have nobody able to... Now those people who the judge doesn't have choice to even give them the opportunity to post bail, So now, again, are you going to have a crowding issue? Or do you think it'll balance out from the people that the judge says, we think you're fine, we think you'll show back up, we do not think you're going to show back up? Is that going to be a balanceable number there, you think?
I mean, it almost seems like it will need a judgment.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see how this works. I'm actually have the, just kind of keep an eye on this. It enacts in September. So I think by Christmas, we'll kind of have an idea of what that's going to look like for sure. All right, 407.
I'm changing my Christmas holiday plan.
916-1041. Text us at 77031. Load them up for trivia. We'll do that next.
Real radio is the news junkie.
Did you know in certain countries, for one in the Netherlands, if you are disabled, they give you a budget to hire prostitutes to have sex with you if you're a disabled person.
You have to be a citizen.
You're asking for a friend?
The News Junkie. Weekdays at 11 on Real Radio 104.1.
This is Eric Dickerson. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Staples Stores.
Golf has become a distance-driven game, but it's the old saying, drive for show and putt for dough is still relevant. Brian Harmon is a perfect example of that. He ranks 142nd in driving distance this year, but he displayed excellent touch around the greens on his way to securing the claret jug. With analytics now in play, the long ball won't be going anywhere, but it was a reminder when it comes to golf, precision's still king. I'm Dan Patrick.
Staples has great prices on everything you need for back to school. Now save up to 60% on select notebooks, markers, and more. At Staples, school savings are always in session. Offer ends July 29th. Prices may vary in store and online. School on, save on at Staples.
Man, I know for a fact here in Central Florida, it can get so hot it's uncomfortable. And if your AC is not dependable, that could be a sketchy day-to-day existence. Make sure that your AC is ready to go in this super hot weather. Do that with Mills Air. These guys are the absolute best. Deb's mom saved by Mills Air. Ross saved by Mills Air. Hundreds of Central Floridians and me as well. In my house, my old townhouse, 4 stories. It was crazy. These guys figured it out immediately, and that's what they do. They troubleshoot better than anybody. They have the best techs out there, and they service the best equipment out there as well. Matter of fact, if you need a new AC system, these guys are Carrier factory authorized dealers, and they can get you up to $1,275 in rebates towards a brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you can always turn to Mills Air. These guys are always there to help you out. Family owned and operated. Call them today and make sure that you have the AC system that can get through this brutal summer. 407-277-1159. Online, millsair.com.
Deals on the McD app are kind of like cool breezes on a hot summer day. You don't know when they're coming, but when they hit, there's nothing quite like them. Save time and get back to summer fun when you order ahead on the app. Pick up a juicy, tender McCrispy, golden fries, and a refreshing Dr. Pepper. It's 30% off your entire order when you spend $5 using mobile order and pay on the McD app. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Offer valid 6/1/23 through 12/31/23 at participating McDonald's. Valid once a day. Dr. Pepper is a registered trademark of Dr. Pepper 7-Up, Inc.
A meal at McDonald's brings my family closer together. And now that same meal helps bring other families closer together. When we order a family bundle deal that has 40 crispy chicken McNuggets and 2 large fries, McDonald's donates 50 cents to local Florida Ronald McDonald House Charities chapters, providing a home away from home so families can stay close to their child during medical care. We can also round up our order and the extra will get donated. Food, family, and helping others? What could be better? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Cannot be combined with any other offer.
Do you have information about a violent crime? Help solve crimes with your anonymous tips at crimeline.org. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Your tips make a difference. Say it here. It's anonymous at crimeline.org. Paid by CSTF.
Hear that? That's the sound of water coming from leaking pipes. Hi, this is Pete from Repipe Specialists. Let's end those leaks and the damages they can cause to your walls, ceilings, and floors by replacing those old, corroded, or brittle pipes with high-quality new ones. With over 30 years of experience and work that's guaranteed for life, Repipe Specialists will expertly and seamlessly repipe your entire home in just 1 to 2 days. Call us by this Saturday to save 20%. So long, water-dripping drum solos. If you have leaks or even low water pressure, call Repipe Specialists now at 407-337-4020 to schedule a free home estimate and to save 20% on your entire job, plus 0 down, 0 interest financing for the first 18 months on approved credit, local and insured. Call 407-337-4020 or go to repipe.com. That's 407-337-4020. Repipe.com. Repipe Specialists, making your repipe job fast, seamless, and simple. That's our specialty.
At Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, our mission is to fight to get you more. Because when you get injured at work or in a car accident, you will need more to move forward. We have more than 800 lawyers and thousands of support staff and more offices nationwide than any other injury law firm. So far, we have recovered more than $15 billion for our clients. But don't take our word for it. Check out any of our more than 28,000 5-star Google reviews from our clients. Injured? Don't wait. Dial #law or visit forthepeople.com right now. Morgan & Morgan will fight to get you more. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. When you call America's largest injury firm, you get the backing of a national firm, along with a dedicated team from your community, handpicked by us. When you need a fighter, you need us. Call America's largest injury law firm. Call Morgan & Morgan. ForThePeople.com.
Applebee's daily deals for $9.99 and under. There's a deal every day for everyone. Just $9.99 and under. That's all day, every day. Get into your local Applebee's now. Daily deals are dine-in only in limited locations listed on nrpneighborhood.com. Limited time only while supplies last. Participation varies.
It pays to listen. Open your free iHeartRadio app and listen to this station to be entered to win $5,000. Each day you come back to listen on the iHeartRadio app is another entry. The more you listen, the more chances you have to win. Download the free iHeartRadio app for access to winning like never before.
Look, some choices in life are complicated. Others, thankfully, are much simpler. Like choosing Truist One Checking. There are no overdraft fees, lots of practical perks, and when your life evolves and account balances grow, we'll upgrade your perks automatically. Truist One Checking. One simple choice. Truist Bank. Member FDIC.
Wells Fargo gives you access to direct deposit funds up to 2 days early.
Plus, if you look at the X and Y axes...
What if everything came 2 days early? Like the weekend.
Well, that was a pleasant surprise.
You can't get everything early, but when it comes to direct deposits, you can with Wells Fargo.
Visit wellsfargo.com/get-early to learn more. Terms and conditions apply. Not all direct deposits are eligible. Early availability is not guaranteed and may vary between deposits from the same payer. Wells Fargo Bank N.A. member FDIC.
Radio 104.1.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
Eliminating cash bail allows low-income single parents to not have to sit in jail and potentially lose their jobs and/or houses while they're waiting for their day in court. By all means, if they mess up and can't keep their noses clean while they're out and about, hold them in jail and make them suffer.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Your 5 o'clock keyword is cash, C-A-S-H. Go to realradio.fm and send it off. Maybe you can win that $1,000 like our buddy Andrew did on Friday. Cash is your 5 o'clock keyword. Good luck. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
And Jack.
Hi there.
And Ross has the sauce jar.
All aboard!
Chugga, chugga.
Choo-choo.
Lickety-clack.
I have a pair of tickets to see Canadian new wave and synth pop band Men Without Hats as they rock the Velvet Sessions stage at the Hard Rock Hotel at Universal Orlando. That is this Friday, July 28th. Come rock along to their hit songs, including The Safety Dance, Pop Goes the World, and more at Orlando's only rock and roll cocktail party. Also in the sauce jar, Jim, I have a pair of tickets to see Leagues Cup Orlando City versus Santos Laguna, Saturday, July 29th at Exploria Stadium. That is your sauce jar, which is always brought to you by
Cento Family Moving and Storage. Go local and support a family-owned and operated Orlando moving and storage company. Just make sure you mention the Jim Colbert Show because that's going to get you a discount. Book them today. It's so easy to do at centomoving.com. That's C-E-N-T-O moving.com. Quick clickety-clack, back to you.
Thank you, Deb. Appreciate that. Ross, who's first today, friend?
Let's welcome...
This is so exciting.
Flight Risk Matt.
Flight Risk Matt.
Calling to you from the Georgia Barracks.
All right, very good. Hey, Matt, would you like to play a little game with us?
Let's do it.
Let's do it indeed, buddy.
Game show.
No, we're not.
All right, Matt, this is a very easy game. Got a question here for you. 4 answers. One of them is a lie. It's untrue. If you can find that one, I will send you to the sauce jar and off to see Men Without Hats in their Velvet session coming up soon. Are you ready?
Yes.
How old are you, buddy?
38.
30 mate. All right, very
Wow.
good. That's an odd number. Here we go. On this day in 1951, that's 1951, actress, spokesperson, singer, beauty queen, played one of TV's first superheroes. She's not just amazing.
She's the marvelous Miss Maisel.
She's a wonder.
Linda Carter. Wonder
Linda
Woman.
Carter
She
was born.
sings?
Yeah. She was a singer. Actually, she just released an album. Like, that's her thing, actually, was singing
Whoa.
before she got into acting. Linda Carter was born, buddy. She played Wonder Woman in this show in the 70s and 80s.
Did.
Here are 3 fun facts about Linda and one golden lasso of a lie. Number 1,
Whoa.
she was the first actress to get paid more than her male co-star. Number 2, her sister Janine was an Olympic long-distance runner. Number 3, she was Miss World USA in 1972. Or lastly, in 2008, she went into rehab for alcohol abuse. Which of those is a lie?
Let's go with number 3.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. She was Miss World USA in 1972.
Wow.
There you go. Beautiful, by the way.
It's those blue eyes.
Oh, yeah. Ross, who's next, buddy?
Let's welcome Derek.
Derek right there on line 2. Derek, how you doing, buddy?
I'm great. How are you, Jim?
Doing good, buddy.
We just wake you up.
Not as good as you, though. Here we go. We're talking about Linda Carter. Which one of these is untrue? Number 1, she was one of the first actresses to get paid more than her male co-star. Number 2, her sister Janine was an Olympic long-distance runner. Or lastly, in 2008, she went into rehab for alcohol abuse.
I'm going to go with the first one.
No, that's absolutely true.
Wow.
She was one of the very first actresses in all of Hollywood to make more than her co-star. And by the way, her co-star was a legit star.
Lyle Wagner.
Lyle Wagner. Like, he was the guy from Carol Burnett show.
Wow.
I mean, he was like a hunky kind of guy in the 70s and 80s.
I understand how upside down it's been, but I would have been shocked to find out if he got paid more than her.
Yeah.
That it would have been so wrong because she was definitely the star of that show.
Oh, and a massive. I mean, that show was gigantic. Like, it really was. Outside of Batman, I don't remember there. I mean, Superman had a run in the 50s, but it was so corny. I guess the Batman was as well. But, I mean, Wonder Woman was good, though, man.
A shark repellent.
Yeah.
Let's welcome James.
James right there on line 4. James, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Doing good, man. We're talking about Wonder Woman, Linda Carter. Which one of these is untrue? Her sister Janine was an Olympic long-distance runner. Or lastly, in 2008, she went into rehab for alcohol abuse.
Man, let's go with the last one, alcohol abuse.
No, that's true, dude.
Oh.
Yeah, in 2008, she entered rehab for alcohol abuse.
Let's welcome Michael P.
Michael, how you doing, buddy?
Good, buddy. How you doing,
Doing
man?
good. Tell me if this is true or not. Her sister Janine was an Olympic long-distance runner.
All right, well, first I want to give a shout-out to my brother Steve, who I got listening to the show, and that's a damn lie.
Hey, by the way, buddy, I would have given you the prize for the first one you just said. Thank you very much for doing that. All you guys who listen to the show, feel free to tell all your friends about it.
Oh, yes.
We can't give you anything, but
our love.
We give you a big hug when we see
Our
it.
love.
I can't believe we haven't put that out there before now.
Yeah,
We're
just
5
tell
years
them.
in. Hey, tell a friend.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Turn them onto the show somehow, some way. It'd be great. A few other things you may not know about Linda Carter before we get over to Ross Thoughts. She was supposed to be in the movie Apocalypse Now, which is kind of weird for her, but all of her scenes were deleted. She performed almost all of her stunts as Wonder Woman, including the time when she was in a helicopter hanging out on the rail of the helicopter. She actually did that.
Wow, I always loved her see-through jet.
Oh, yeah. Pretty badass. The Wonder Woman spin costume change, do you guys remember that?
Oh, yeah.
She would start spinning. There'd be like this little blast of light, and she would be Wonder Woman.
Yep.
That was her idea.
Really?
Yeah, that was her idea. So I think she got producing credits for that. And then lastly, her full name, Linda Jean Cordova Carter.
Wow.
Linda Jean Cordova Carter is her full name. There you go, Linda Carter. How old is she today? 51? What's that, 72?
Oh.
Whoa.
Oh.
Oh, wait, no. She's 72, born in 51.
Yeah, born in 51.
I
She's
thought
72.
you said she's 51, and I'm like, wait a minute, no, this does not compute.
No.
Yeah. All right, Ross, what's coming up for thoughts, buddy?
Had my birthday on Friday. I got some pretty sweet gifts, but there's one gift that is knocking off one of the biggest things on my bucket list.
Really?
Yeah.
He loved your balls.
Really? Wow.
Absolutely. I'm very stoked, and I cannot wait for Jim to disagree with it.
Oh, who gave you this gift? Can you tell us that?
After the break.
All right, we'll do that next.
If you like us here, like us everywhere. Real Radio 1041 on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Still seeing some delays on I-4 this afternoon in the Orlando area as you travel east and westbound on the interstate. The heaviest delays are currently reported by the major attractions exits between US 27 and the 429 and between Osceola Parkway and 535. Seeing your usual north and southbound delays on the Turnpike this afternoon. If you run into any traffic problems today, make sure to call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples has great prices on everything you need for back to school. Now save up to 60% on select notebooks, markers, and more. At Staples, school savings are always in session. Offer ends July 29th. Prices may vary in store and online. School on, save on at Staples.
You probably already know that Real Radio is giving you a chance to win $1,000 by putting $1,000 in your hand. But now we have a chance for you to earn $5,000. You know the deal with our national contest. We'll give you the keyword at the top of every hour from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. And all you have to do is enter it on our website at realradio.fm for your chance to win. With 13 chances every weekday, you have plenty of opportunities to win $1,000 in your hand. However, if you listen to Real Radio on our free iHeartRadio app, you can earn $5,000. Always remember, if you get the call, you need to answer your phone. That's right. The key to winning is picking up your phone when we call. So don't send us to voicemail. This contest brought to you locally by Mills Air.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Baby boomers and retirees, protect yourself from the coming tidal wave of higher taxes. This administration's spend and tax schemes, along with their failed economic policies, are only going to add more to the taxes already being taken of your retirement savings. You can gain retirement tax protection from national talk show wealth strategist and best-selling author Chuck Oliver of The Hidden Wealth Solution. Learn how you can get a head start to be retirement tax smart. Imagine learning proven solutions, saving thousands in unnecessary taxes. Visit retirementprotected.com. Retirementprotected.com.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else. And we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. From your cell, dial pound 250 and say keyword great results. That's pound 250 and say great results.
My fellow Americans, R.C. Hill here from R.C. Hill Mitsubishi. I think it's high time we celebrate and break free from your old ride and declare your independence in a nicer, newer car for just $7 down. Have you been feeling put down? Then it's time to let freedom ride. So keep your cash and drive a new 23 Outlander for just $7 down. So kick your old ride to the curb and let freedom ride for just $7 down. But hurry, this celebration ends soon. I'm R.C. Hill, your car dealer next door. Get free at rchill.com.
Did you guys know the average person eats 9 spiders whenever I cook for them?
From his multiple Netflix comedy specials, Anthony Jeselnik brings his new stand-up tour, Bones and All, inside Hard Rock Event Center at Seminole Hard Rock, Tampa. Don't miss Anthony Jeselnik, live on November 19th. Tickets are on sale now at hardrocktampa.com and anthonyjeselnik.com. Seminole Hard Rock, Tampa.
Steve Kramer here with a divorce tip. Inheritance isn't a marital asset unless you handle the money wrong or your divorce wrong. Then you can lose it to your ex. Call Trenley and Kramer, TK Law. We do divorce. OneFirmForLife.com.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Get ready for some serious price relief from International Diamond Center. Starting August 1st, IDC's Summer of Savings event is back with 2 amazing offers. First, you can get 20% off all wedding bands. Yes, save 20% off every stunning wedding band. Thousands to choose from, all top designers included. Or for everything else at IDC, you can choose offer number 2. 3 years, 0 interest financing. And IDC will cover your first 2 payments. That's right, you can get a beautiful engagement ring, bracelet, or pendant. Spread your payments over 36 months, and IDC will even cover your first 2 payments. Earrings, anniversary bands, even certified diamonds. At International Diamond Center, we know these days you want and deserve the best possible value. So we're rolling back both prices and finance rates. So come see us in August and get an extraordinary 20% off the top savings on all wedding bands. Or buy anything else and get 3 years 0 interest financing. And let us even take care of the first 2 payments. Get ready to save at International Diamond Center's Summer of Savings event starting August 1st. 4 Orlando locations. On approved credit. Some product restrictions apply.
Right now, you may be running a little late, or feeling stressed, or overwhelmed, and you may be going a bit over the speed limit. So to help you relax, exhale. Ease up on the gas. You'll get there when you get there. Take a moment to just chill. This little break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts' new Brake Best Select Pro brand raises the bar for the best aftermarket domestic brake pads and rotors available. For vehicle-specific friction formulations, Quiet-Tech noise-canceling shims, and stainless steel hardware, choose Brake Best Select Pro. Professional-grade brakes from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts. O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Get 20% off your entire order every day when you spend $5 or more on the McDonald's app. App download required.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you deserve better. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, BILLS. 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 Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch.
Yeah. We like it when you watch.
At The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Sam, listener from Nashville here, sometimes known as Insecure Walrus. Letting you know that I know where Metropolis, Illinois is because it's my hometown. I was born and raised there. It has around 6,000 people, a gambling casino, which came in the 90s when I was a kid, a 25-foot-tall bronze statue of Superman that's designed to look like Christopher Reeve, which also came in the 90s when I was a kid. And we've got a grocery store called Big John's with an even taller statue than Superman of a guy holding some groceries.
That's awesome. You guys lead the league in statues. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Your 6 o'clock keyword is BILLS, B-I-L-L-S. Go to realradio.fm and send it away for your chance at $1,000. This is the last week that we're doing this, so be extra vigilant when it comes to playing the game and keeping your phone near. Nobody wants to get that phone call and miss it, only to have that be $1,000.
And thanks to Mills Air and Leon Mills, because he has been sponsoring our cash contest maybe 2 years straight now. Yeah.
I was out with Leon and his beautiful wife on Friday. We went to dinner. It was wonderful. You ever been to the Ravenous Pig, Jack?
No, I hear. Actually, I think
take your wife to the Ravenous Pig.
I think you're the one who says that you think that's the best restaurant.
I think a lot of people would agree it's the number one reason that Orlando started the culinary boom is Ravenous is that good.
So I have been, but at the previous location.
Yeah, back in the old days. Yeah, it's very good. They do such a wonderful job.
Yeah.
You can't really get a bad meal there. There are a number of restaurants in town that do that, but they do it exceptionally well. All right, welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here. Jack is here. Let's get some thoughts.
It's weird.
Humor.
It's funny. Sometimes.
What's he
It's
doing?
Ross.
What's he
Spelled
doing?
like sauce.
I don't know.
It's Ross Thoughts.
I'm getting the people going. It's getting the people going. Ross Thoughts is brought to you by Persimmon Hollow Brewing Company. Listen, if you're listening to 104.1, you're a cool person, and cool people deserve cool beer. Go get some Persimmon Hollow Brewing beer.
Starting to see that on Facebook a lot more lately. People chilling out by their pool with that blood orange wheat.
All day. So, turned 34 Friday. I took the day off because some odd reason, like a long time ago, I made a semi self-promise that if I can take the day off, take the day off.
Sure.
It's the smallest amount of self-love you can give yourself on your own special day. As many times as I can look in the mirror and go like, what are you doing with yourself? At the very least, I promised myself a long time ago, if you can take the day off, take the day off. So I take the day off. Friday, first thing, I see Oppenheimer, and then I go get ice cream by myself, by the way. I ate ice cream by myself. I was just on the way back to my car. I met my wife at the movie theater.
Oh, I see.
So then I saw ice cream. I said, what am I doing? It's my birthday.
Oh, yeah, she doesn't eat the ice cream.
Oh, that's right.
Because she's vegan.
Well, she was also, there was vegan ice cream, but she was on her way to the car.
Oh, got her, yeah.
And my car was in a different parking lot, so, I pulled a little dirty. I ate ice cream like I was going through a damn divorce.
God, man.
I was
Unbelievable.
feeling it.
God, one day they're going to invent a device where you could tell somebody what you're doing and stuff so you could do it together.
Oh, easy, fella.
Well, we were both leaving. It was an in the mode. I'm not the bad guy for eating ice cream by myself.
It was his birthday.
I even called her and was like, hey, there's a vegan option. She was like, nah, I'm good. All right, whatever. So I go, I get ice cream. I get done with ice cream. That night, Orlando City game. But before the Orlando City game, I went out to a dinner, a very fancy dinner. Wifey took me out to a fancy dinner. That's one thing that's kind of new. Probably, not even probably. It's because of Jim. Jim and his, what is it called? A palate? A palate. Jim's palate. I guess it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to always.
You went real fancy.
I went real fancy.
Bro, you guys went hard.
She went real hard. I went to Ava. Yeah. Is it pronounced Ava or Ava?
I think it's Ava.
Is it Ava?
Mediterranean.
Yeah, something. It was delicious. I got a wonderful seafood pasta, but it was time for my gift. I got a couple of great gifts.
She took you to dinner there and gave you a gift,
and a gift.
You are loved.
I am loved.
Because, bro, that ain't cheap.
It is not. I even got clams. I like clams now. I'm a clam guy.
Save that.
Yeah. So, Deb, Jack, you guys got me bottles of tequila. Jim, you got me a dozen of Pro Vs. I cannot thank you guys enough for my birthday gift.
Drop some dimes on you, bro.
I really appreciate that. I feel love. Thank you.
Hope your family came through as much as we did.
Absolutely not.
Okay, yeah.
My brother got me a gift card, and guess what my mom got me? Another gift card.
Okay.
Gift cards too?
Did they chip in?
Oh, no. They're like Visa gift cards.
Oh, okay.
They're like, cash.
All right, all right. Lots of thought in there.
Yeah. You guys were like, what is he into?
I did the next thing to cash. I mean, golf balls is a damn, that's a given.
But I'm at this dinner, and I see Olivia is like nervous. My wife is nervous at my birthday dinner because on the ground, there it is, a box. It is a birthday gift.
Okay.
Oh, Jim, Jim, I'm pretty sure you're going to get worried after today's Ross Thoughts.
Okay. I already worry about you a little bit, buddy.
Yeah. Well, buckle up.
Okay.
So I go ahead.
Strapping in.
She looks at me halfway through the dinner, and I'm like, when should we do the gift? She goes, I have to go to the bathroom because I have to set it up.
Oh, my God almighty.
What are we doing?
How do you get changed in this expensive-ass restaurant?
Who sets up
the
inside of the gift?
Yeah.
Well, it's time. I go ahead. I get a drink. This is and I see her, she's staring at the box, not at me.
Right.
Like making sure that the gift is ready to deliver.
Right.
It's a magnetic box. I open up the magnetic box. It's like the size of a computer, a laptop.
Really?
Yeah. I open it up. Boom. Really nice golf shirt. And it's such a badass golf shirt. because it's got like all my favorite. It almost has the same color scheme of a retro Taco Bell. Remember early 90s Taco Bell?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, with that brown, yellow, red.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of got that vibe. It's very...
Southwesty.
Yeah, very Southwesty.
Southwest
like,
retro.
Oh, man, this is such a dope shirt. I'm playing golf Sunday. I can't wait to wear it on Sunday.
Right on.
And then I put the box down on the ground. She goes, now, there's something else.
Ooh.
Go back inside the box.
Damn, dude, this guy is killing it.
Okay.
This restaurant is legit, no joke. I mean, these drinks are like $25, $30 a piece. He's getting a golf shirt, and there's more.
Yeah, they gave me a free birthday drink, too.
Did they really?
Yeah.
We got him way too much.
You got it.
We got you way too much, dude. You do not deserve this much.
At the bottom of the box, there it is, an envelope. And little do I know, I pick up the envelope. I'm like, oh, man, that's a girthy stock. That's a good stock paper.
Quality paper.
Inside the envelope.
Oh, yeah, you can feel it.
There's some girth on them shaved trees.
Uh-huh.
Which is something I didn't think I was going to say today.
Ever
in my life. Open up the envelope, and there it is. I could feel my bucket list getting lighter. I'm going to Mexico. She got me tickets for her and I on our 1-year anniversary to go to Mexico. The same exact place that she just went to for her bachelorette party that I was like super bummed out about.
Yeah, this is West Coast Mexico.
It's legit resort Mexico.
Yeah.
It's
right.
Mexico.
That same exact one, Jim.
Mexico.
Yeah, that one.
Mexico.
I'm going to Mexico. Playa del Carmen, baby.
Yeah.
Just gonna get all of my resorts on. But then I think about you getting worried about me.
Yeah, because dude, I don't know if you heard anything about Mexico. It doesn't really
Mexico.
It doesn't really matter where you are. They will machete your ass into pieces there, dude.
Oh yeah, I'm rolling the dice, baby.
What's the question you asked earlier today? About feeling unsafe?
Yeah. So why Mexico?
Because I want to go. I think it's such a fascinating country, and it's so cool that we have a neighboring country.
What a lovely gift.
I know.
I'm going to Mexico. Arriba! I don't know what's offensive, but I'm gonna find out.
That's damn close.
Yo puedo comer todos los churros.
I'll have 2 churros.
No, I'm able to eat all of the churros.
Oh, okay.
Parla usted inglés?
That's me. In the future.
Do you know what La Cucaracha is about?
A cockroach.
Smoking marijuana.
Perfect.
Even better.
Everything's happening.
Even better, Freedom.
That's what it's about.
Why did you think I was going to be mad about this? Because of your safety?
Yeah, no, because you always, I'll be honest with you, you kind of talk a lot of crap about Mexico.
Well, but the reason why is because I don't know if you read the news, dude.
Yeah, but
people like you, Americans, especially attractive ones like your wife, they do the thing, what do they call it again? Abduct your ass.
Yeah.
And then hold you for ransom. And guess who's not going to pay ransom? Kathy Paget.
I don't know.
Well, unless they take $50 gift cards.
Jim, I've got good news and bad news about my trip to Mexico.
What is that, buddy?
Murder is everywhere. And those are your raw thoughts, which is brought to you by Persimmon Hollow Brewing Company.
Your wife has killed it. That's your 34th birthday?
I don't know why.
It's not even a good number.
I know. I think it's because I have great beer taste.
Holy balls.
Yeah. Every time she sees me drinking a blood orange wheat, she's like, I'm going to show him a 34th birthday that he doesn't deserve.
Good Lord, dude. That's quite a haul for a 34th, which is the lamest party of all time.
It completely is.
Every
time my wife sees me drinking a Southbound Hiker by Persimmon Hollow Brewing, she goes, my God.
That's who's going to find you, by the way. Dead in the mountains is a Southbound Hiker.
I need his babies. Andy and Robbie, the minds behind Persimmon Hollow Beer. Guys, I'm here to tell you, they are beer gods. They care so much about their product. You can taste the passion in all of their selections. Whether it's the Southbound Hiker, whether it's my Blood Orange Wheat, the best summer beer that I have ever tasted. Go out and experience it yourself. Visit Persimmon Hollow at any of their 5 locations. Downtown Orlando, Lake Eola, that's my location. You can go and meet me there. Enjoy a passionately crafted beer yourself at any of their locations. Enjoy Persimmon Hollow beer. Drink sensibly, but get weird. And visit them at phbeer.com. I'm going to Mexico. I'm going to Mexico.
The bad thing is you're not coming back from Mexico.
Those are your Ross thoughts.
Oh.
I'm out.
I miss
Peace.
him already.
All right, 407-916-1041. Your 6 o'clock keyword is Bills, B-I-L-L-S. Go to realradio.fm. Send that away for your chance at $1,000. Let's take a little break. Ray Trendley up next from TK Law.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7. It's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by Gringos Locos and SecuredRoofingAndRestoration.com. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Mike, and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Traffic heavy right now on I-4, both east and westbound on the interstate as you travel by the major attractions exits. Looking at a good ride, however, on the 408. Traffic is moving well as you take the Beach Line and the Greenway. Still seeing some moderate delays north and southbound on Florida's Turnpike this afternoon. If you run into traffic problems, just make sure to call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Raid Light Trap.
The new Raid Essentials Light Trap uses light to attract, then trap flying insects like fruit flies and mosquitoes, turning your home into restricted airspace. For insecticide-free protection that's people and pet-friendly, get new Raid Essentials Light Trap.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else, and we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. Get started today at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
Ken Jeong.
You guys have a good time?
From The Masked Singer, Community, The Hangover Trilogy, and Dr. Ken.
To be hangover rich and famous as an Asian kid, man. My dad went from father to freeloader just like that, you know? You better get me good grades. After the hangover, you better get me S-Class Mercedes.
Ken Jeong Live, October 8th, inside Hard Rock Event Center at Seminole Hard Rock Tampa. Tickets are on sale now. For tickets, go to Ticketmaster.com or HardRockTampa.com. Seminole Hard Rock Tampa.
Baby boomers and retirees, protect yourself from the coming tidal wave of higher taxes. This administration's spend and tax schemes, along with their failed economic policies, are only going to add more to the taxes already being taken of your retirement savings. You can gain retirement tax protection from national talk show wealth strategist and best-selling author Chuck Oliver of The Hidden Wealth Solution. Learn how you can get a head start to be retirement tax smart. Imagine learning proven solutions, saving thousands in unnecessary taxes. Visit retirementprotected.com. Retirementprotected.com.
Florida home insurance options are thinning faster than your father-in-law's hairline. So before you end up with less coverage than his bald spot, check out Open House Home Insurance, an online-first home insurance solution that is here to stay. With an insurance group that has been serving Floridians for over 25 years, Open House saves you money without sacrificing coverage. Get a quote in seconds at openhouseinsurance.com. Administered by Frontline Insurance Managers Incorporated and underwritten by First Protective Insurance Company. See openhouseinsurance.com for details. This advertisement does not constitute a binding offer or guarantee of coverage.
Attention business owners. Was your company impacted during COVID? If you had W-2 employees during 2020 and 2021, you may be entitled for up to $26,000 per employee through the Employee Retention Credit Program. This is not alone. The IRS paid back billions already. We've helped thousands of businesses just like yours, so let us help you. At ERC Business Solutions, we make it simple. We do it all for you, so you won't have to worry about the complex application process. There's absolutely no risk. If you don't get paid, we don't get paid. Most businesses do qualify, even those with no decline in revenues or those that already got PPP. Discover how much you can claim. There's no cost or obligation. Call now, 800-200-2250. That's 800-200-2250. Get up to $26,000 per employee. Call 800-200-2250. 800-200-2250.
It happens in a matter of seconds, but the aftermath can last a lifetime. Car crash, slip and fall, there's only one Mo you should call. The Mo you know. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
Running a small business takes grit and determination and a communications provider that's got your back. That's Spectrum Business. Fast, reliable communication solutions that keep your business going. Get 300 megabits per second internet, just $49.99 a month when bundled with Spectrum Business Connect, the all-in-one phone system that lets you work from anywhere on any device. And get a free mobile line for a year. Visit spectrum.com/go faster. Restrictions apply. Services not available in all areas.
If you're the victim of a car crash, never rush to settle with the insurance company. And never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anajar and Levine. Focus on getting better and let us take care of everything else. Our experienced team will get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call me, Mark Anajar, at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando.
Hi, I'm Sridhar.
And I'm Aarti. We have spent the last 20 years building and working at some of the largest companies in the world. We worked with some remarkable people. Rob McElhenney.
When I see the people of Wrexham, I grew up exactly like them, and I think that transcends culture.
Check out the Aarti and Sriram Show. That is AARTHI and SRIRAM Show.
Listen to the Aarti and Sriram Show on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcast.
Injured? Hire America's largest injury firm, Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
We now return to the Jim Colbert Show.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. I apologize for my voice kind of giving out a little bit. I don't know what's going on.
Well, that's what happens when you spend your weekend nights at a nightclub.
Well, it wasn't a night. It was at seeing a band, and the band was so loud. We were trying to talk, and for about a half an hour, I was just screaming at the top of my lungs trying to get something out.
Didn't you think maybe you should just listen to the band?
No, we wanted to talk.
Who is the band?
It's just a band that was up at Post Time Lounge.
Oh, okay.
The 3 weeks in a row.
You went 3 weeks in a row?
I've been there 3 weeks in a row. It just kind of turned out we wound up there. I don't know why.
They've got good food there.
Yeah, it's not bad. The whole scene's pretty good. All right, 407-916-1041. Welcome back. I'm Jim, Deb, and Jack and Ross are here as well. You guys give it up good and loud for our buddy Ray Trindley from TK Law.
Raymond!
He's back. OneFirmForLife.com. TK Law offices up in Altamont Springs.
Makes me feel like you guys missed me.
Yeah, we did miss you a little bit, buddy. We like the segment for sure.
It was nice seeing Steve, though.
Yeah, you know what?
It was good seeing Steve.
He was so happy to see you guys. I got all kinds of giddy text messages now.
Really?
I had no reception, so I couldn't respond to them. But
well, the funny thing, Steve and I, he'd come in and do the segment, and I'd want to talk about law, because that's kind of what the segment is about. And man, all he wanted to talk about is the entertainment business.
He loves it.
That's all he wanted to talk about. It's just like these interesting little nuanced entertainment cases. And of course, now with AI coming around, I'm sure the conversations will even get deeper, considering what's happening now with the SAG strike and
absolutely.
Is it SAG?
Yeah,
SAG and the acting strike.
AFTRA.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you do what you love, you never work a day in your life.
That's right.
And that's what he loves.
Yeah. He loves it more than anything. So it's fun to talk to him about it. And he's very knowledgeable, and he knows a little bit a lot, and sometimes a lot about a lot.
Yeah.
So obviously we're going to continue on with this series of divorce myths. And these have been very interesting, by the way. If you missed any of these, go to JimColbertLive.com. We have them under the goods. And you can, is it the goods, or do we have his own segment?
It is not. He has his own segment, and it says TK Law right at the top at Jim Colbert Live. You click on that, and you can get all of Ray's appearances.
There you go. And that way, going back about 6 weeks now, or maybe
since the beginning of June.
It goes back to the beginning of Baby Ray.
There you go. Yeah,
when he was a baby.
So basically, things have changed in Florida dramatically, and even now more dramatically with this latest ruling of omitting lifetime alimony. Things have changed a lot.
Huge.
For people who are getting divorces in this state. And we have kind of tackled a lot of those because you get asked a lot of these silly questions, a lot of questions that seem to be kind of almost logical, but in the world of law, there is no logic sometimes. And
yeah, you guys were talking a little bit about that earlier with the bond stuff.
That's right. It's weird, right?
Yeah.
Like that's an odd thing. Man, Jack was telling me that Jersey and Alaska, I guess, already have that system and have had it for many, many years now.
Yeah, so the Constitution only prevents governments from imposing excessive bond, but doesn't say anything about even needing bond.
Really?
So, you guys raise a lot of valid issues and valid points, but that's the reason why we have the Bills of Rights that we have and the constitutional rights that we have is because we don't want the government, putting us in jail and not letting us out when we're presumed innocent. So
right, yeah. And I mean, how do you feel about that? Do you believe the entire thing should be abolished, the entire bail system?
Here's what I think, and I'll give you my cynical view and then my legal view. My cynical view is judges aren't perfect. They don't get it right. The factors that they're supposed to consider are vague and broad, and like Ross said, there's a lot of discretion there. The practical side of me, I've represented a ton of people who are out on warrants because they didn't show up, and I believe that there's probably going to be a trend that if there is no bond system, no cash bond system, that there are going to be people that are skip bail and not return, and conversely, I think that it probably does unfairly punish people that are lower income. And so I've got very mixed feelings about it.
Yeah, and it is weird. I do believe you're going to see a lot of people just skip and say, I'll roll the dice with getting picked up in another state. I'll roll the dice with getting picked up in this state because,
absolutely,
if you're a criminal and that's kind of how you roll, these things aren't going to bother you at all. And then the resources it's going to take to go out and find these people, whether, they're in Georgia one day and they get pulled over for speeding and they run their license, find out there's a warrant out of
20, 30 years later.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got those cases where somebody had a warrant, because they failed to show up, and 30 years later they got a traffic ticket, and that's what led them to getting arrested.
Well, unbelievable, man.
And back then they didn't have electronic records, so it was all paper. So again, some of the stuff from the early 90s doesn't come up unless they do a full background check or something like that.
Wow. Well,
Anyway.
we'll see how it goes. It's going to be very interesting to follow this, especially in a state that has Chicago.
Right.
Because that's a very interesting scenario. I know Jersey probably has its share of crime for sure. Alaska, who knows? I can't imagine it's that much because there just aren't that many people there. But Chicago is pretty much a national story on the gun violence and drug violence there almost weekly, almost daily sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so let's get to it, man. So these myths have been very interesting. Let's get to the first one here. Children can choose which parent they want to live with.
Yeah, so that's a big misconception. And so where that comes from is that the courts can consider the wishes of a child at a point where they're of sufficient age and maturity.
What is that? That's got to be all subjective, right?
It's all subjective.
Because you can have a 10-year-old that can be very aware.
That's right.
You can have a 15-year-old that doesn't know anything.
That's right. And so that's not the determining factor for the court. It's just a factor that the court can consider. And really what they're supposed to do is that before that hearing is even held, there's supposed to be what's called an in-camera hearing, which is just kind of a private hearing between the judge, the parties, and the child. And it's the judge asking questions, and it's testing how mature are you? Are you making this decision because mom is fun or dad is fun? Or are you making this decision because you really understand what's in your best interest? Sometimes it relates to specific facts or allegations, but that child doesn't get to say, hey, I want to spend 5 days a week with dad and 2 days a week with mom.
And from what I understand too, if there are siblings, the court will and let's say the boy really gets along with dad, wants to live with dad, the daughter really wants to live with mom, really loves mom. Is it true that the courts really have a hard time busting up siblings? I've heard that for a while now, that judges, as a rule, do not like separating brothers and sisters or siblings in general.
So I only have probably about a half dozen cases where we actually went to trial on that issue. And it's probably about a 50-50 split between splitting the kids up and keeping the kids together. I think overall, the courts are inclined to keep the children together. But the cases where, about the half dozen cases or so where we've actually gone to trial on that, there were some very specific facts as to why the children kind of want to part ways and separate.
Right.
One was abuse between the two kids. One was dad really never wanted a girl and kind of neglected the girl and attention. And so
Father of the Year.
Yeah. So the cases that we actually litigated those issues, the facts are pretty specific and unique that the decisions that happened made sense.
So let me ask you this, because this actually came up in my divorce and situation as the kids got older. My biological daughters from my first marriage wanted to stay at their mom's, but they wanted to anyway, because it was. But how determining of a factor can the school they want to go to be? Let's say mom. Okay, so they live in the house and they go to school at this school. Dad moves out, he gets an apartment somewhere else. And let's say where he goes to live, that school district happens to have all of their friends or a lot of friends or maybe some best friends, and they want to go live with dad because they want to go to that particular school.
Yeah, no, it's huge.
Does that come into play?
Oh, absolutely. It's the school, it's the extracurriculars, it's all those, the friends. You know, we all enjoy the times with our kids where we get to spend all of their time with them. But as they get older, they want to spend more time with their friends. They want to be doing extracurricular activities. They don't want to be hanging out with mom and dad when they're, 15, 16, 17 years old. And so those factors are huge. But, the court is always going to balance that and weigh that with, it's still important for a parent to have a relationship with the child. So we're not going to cut mom out. We're not going to cut dad out just because the kid has 10 activities that they're participating in. It's just something that the court's going to heavily consider.
So, I mean, how negotiable is all that when it comes to the living with? Because now with the 50-50 thing, the primary residence, it's overnights, right, that really matter?
Yeah, it is the overnights. It's really interesting. This happened July 1st, and so we're not even a full month beyond when that new law came in. And I'm finding that people are more aggressively attacking this presumption, and they're, because you have a presumption, you got to rebut that presumption. So, people are being pretty aggressive in trying to show the courts that it's not in the child's best interest to have 50-50, which I actually thought was kind of be the opposite, right? Kind of people would, cave in and say, okay, well, this is what the court's going to do anyway. Let's, capitulate. That's not what I'm seeing.
Because that was automatically, but back in the day, it wasn't the 50-50 automatically tied to how much child support was divvied out. So, I mean, if it was, you're one of those every Wednesday and every other weekend dads, I mean, you were going to get hit with the maximum child support. But now that changed, the 50-50 changes the dynamic of the equation that decides child support.
Absolutely. So it's been really interesting. I think as far as negotiability goes, it's definitely negotiable. And I think that people should be reasonable, consider that the needs of your 2-year-old are going to be different than when your 2-year-old is 12 or 14 or 16. I think people should be willing to talk about it and adapt and change as those things happen. And I know that was the situation for you, is that as your kids did get older, you guys changed things in order to, influence your kids in the right way.
Yeah, we actually had to go to, because 2 went to Lyman, 2 went to Lake Howell. The Lyman kids were the ones that were living with mom. As I adopted my wife's kids, they were permanently home with us. But we actually went to the schools to make sure they could ride a certain bus so that they could stay over during the week, and it just wasn't a one-day thing. I mean, we were hardcore about this because we felt the 50-50 thing was very important, and I wanted to be in my kids' lives as much as possible. Nobody wanted to be that weekend dad, that Wednesday dad. You don't want to do that. I did that when they were younger, but when they got old enough to understand that they were more mobile, those decisions came into play, and really there wasn't much pushback. I mean, it worked out wonderfully, actually.
But that's the way it's supposed to be too. Like, we should understand and recognize that the needs of the children are different as they get older.
Right, 100%. Ray Trindley here for us, TK Law, onefirmforlife.com. So let's move on to the next one, man. 50-50 timesharing arrangement. This is another one where, for the longest time, it was if you got divorced and you were the dad, you were pretty much looking at, going from seeing your kids every day, being part of their life every day, being able to mentor your children and provide them with leadership in your family, to seeing them on Wednesdays and every other weekend, 3 days out of 14 days. I got to tell you, I think that's abusive. I mean, I really do. I think that's literally almost abusive to fathers.
And that's what the studies came back and said. And it made not abusive to the fathers, but detrimental to the children.
Yeah.
Detrimental to the children is 100% what the studies come back and show, is that, children need both parents for guidance. I just spent a 5-day trip with my family on vacation. And, as much as I like to do the outdoor stuff and get them out and show them, the salamanders and the crawfish and all the stuff that I like to do, having my wife there to kind of present that balance of, we've been walking for 3 miles and it's okay that, we'll take a break. And I'm like, let's keep going.
Yeah.
It's good to have that balance. And I think those are the reasons why you had those studies. But, with 50-50 custody, it doesn't necessarily mean that child support's going to be zero. It doesn't necessarily mean that all the expenses are going to be split equally. We still have to look at the income situation. And so if there's a disparity in income, you have to consider how that's going to impact the child support. And again, there's a lot of things that we can do to get creative with the formula, especially when you've got extracurriculars, you've got daycare expenses, you got all these expenses where it balances those numbers back out to zero. But don't automatically assume that 50-50 custody in this new law means you're not paying child support.
No. I mean, I had to pay child support. I mean, it got cut in half. I mean, we negotiated that. Matter of fact, I said, hey, look, does this sound good? She's like, yeah, that sounds good. Went to the court. We pitched it, and they gave me a number. We started paying that. Then a few years later, they came to live with me permanently, and when I think they were 16, and then we just cut it off. I actually even still think I paid then some, because while they were over there, I had to help support them while they were over there as well.
Yeah, just because the way the formula works out is that it does consider the income disparity.
Right.
That sounds like a fantasy to most, divorces, right? I looked at her, I was like, hey, does this work? She's like, yeah, that's straight.
Well, that's why the alimony change is so big, because people were getting rewarded for having extramarital affairs, and then they were getting lifetime alimony on top of it.
Ridiculous.
And so...
Criminal.
It wasn't, I know where you're coming from with the criminal. It's what the law allowed, so people push the boundaries. But I've heard the term extortion before.
Yeah, sure. I mean, that's the crime I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Because look, man, you're an attorney. You've seen thousands. Now I got a bunch of friends, and a lot of them have been through divorces, and it literally put them on the edge of wanting to do something really dumb, because there's no logic in it.
You're lost.
You're killing yourself to provide, and you're still being asked for more while having no life for yourself at all. No chance at having any substantive life, so that when the kids come over to see you, you're living in a house that has pool furniture and borrowed couches and borrowed TVs, and they're sleeping on mattresses on the floor because you're giving everything you earn to that other person so they can go live a life in I'll just stop there.
Yeah, I have a really good friend of mine. I think we talked about him last year. He got divorced, and he just got his tax refund, and he got $1,200, which is not an insignificant amount of money. He's like, I think I'm gonna go do this or go do that, and it was all like paying bills or doing responsible stuff. I'm like, listen, man, like you've had a hell of a year. Why don't you go buy yourself he's looking at a watch. Why don't you go buy yourself that watch that you're looking at, and do something nice for yourself, because you're right. If you don't have anything to look forward to, people think and do stupid stuff.
Yeah, and why do you want to even keep going? I mean, you talk about taking the life and will and hope out of somebody's soul. You start doing stuff with their kids, and then affecting their livelihoods, man. It makes you nuts.
Yeah,
and it makes you bitter as well. And then you can't be a good dad. You can't really move on from situations like this. You perpetually feel anchored to scenarios of that nature.
Yeah, you're 100% right.
All right, so let's move on to this last one. Here's the misconception. Refusing to work reduces the child support that you owe.
Yeah, that's a huge one.
Now let me ask you a question, because I want to make sure the clarity is here.
Yeah.
So that means you get on a divorce, you're paying child support to someone, and that other person decides to stop working?
Either way. So
Either way.
It could be I'm the recipient of child support, and I quit my job, so my child support goes up. Or it could be the payor, right? So it could be me paying you child support, because in the situation we got married, and I'm paying you child support, and then I quit my job, or I go take a job at Taco Bell, and now I can't pay you that support. And it's entirely untrue. You still have that obligation. The court will pretend like you're still making the money that you were making before, unless you're using your highest and best uses. So my very first divorce trial was a woman whose husband was a mate on one of those cargo ships.
Oh, yeah.
And he was making six figures. And, we went to mediation. He's like, I'm never going to pay you a dime. And there were some pretty egregious facts. He showed up on the day of trial, said, I quit my job, or I forgot exactly how he phrased it, but he quit his job. And I'm working at Taco Bell now, making $12 an hour, whatever he was making at the time, $10 an hour. And the judge, and I'm in my argument and presenting my case law, and the judge is like, sir, I'm so sorry to hear about your unfortunate circumstances, but you're making $20,000 a year. You're ordered to pay $60,000 a year to your wife. And if you don't do that, and this was lifetime alimony, and if you don't do that, I'll see you back here, and you'll be in handcuffs, and I'm sure you'll figure out a way to pay that money.
Yeah. In other words, if you have the ability to make a certain living, and you've shown the proclivity to do that,
right,
you can't quit your job and then go get a menial job to avoid paying child support, because the judge can see through that. You have the ability. Like if you're an attorney, right, and you make great money now, you get divorced, you're paying your wife a certain amount of money, you're like shit, I ain't paying that. And you quit your attorney job and go get a job driving, Uber.
Yeah.
The judge is going to look at you and go, you have the ability to do this because you've been doing it. So get back to doing it because you still owe this dough.
It's all doctors and all lawyers. Like those are always the ones that you see where they're the ones that are getting stuck with these cases where it's called voluntary unemployment. And so you've got to use their highest and best uses. And so for some people, we talked about this with athletes, their highest and best uses dissipates over time as they become less useful in an athletic competition. But for, accountants and lawyers and doctors, we can continue to do this into our 60s and 70s.
That's right.
And so, if you're not using your highest and best uses of your time and your resources, then you can be stuck with voluntarily unemployment.
Right. Any update on that particular case, your first case on that guy? Did he end up paying, or how did that end up for them?
We brought him back to court once or twice, and then he ended up getting remarried and having some more kids, and then magically all of his income situations went away, and he started paying things on time because he didn't want to go to jail with his new wife. So it was a really interesting case, and I'm not a hugger, but this lady gave me the biggest hug. I'll never forget on the day of her trial, and she was crying, and it was one of those things where it was validation. I knew I was doing the right thing for who I am and what I'm supposed to be doing. I was like, this is where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I've never had any woman cry into my chest. But not for
I
a
don't
good
believe that for a second.
Yeah, it's not a good thing.
Yeah, it's usually never mind.
Yeah, it's definitely that.
Yeah. Been there.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I was waiting on a follow up there. I didn't know what was going on.
No, when you bring your wife a present and it's just disappointing.
That's what you're saying, right. Yeah. For me, it's just disappointing sex. She cries on me all the time. She's like, "Oh my God, again this."
Jimmy.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. All right, let's do some last call here, guys. Load them up. Remember, it's your show now. Take a little break and find something funny. Talk back from the show, a call back from the show, a little joke, whatever it is. 407-916-1041. Load them up. We have 5 lines open. All 5 are open right now. 407-916-1041. Back in a sec. We'll get out of here on Monday.
Make us think or make it funny. Just make it good. Get on board now for last call on the Jim Colbert Show. 407-916-1041.
From the Rude Air Conditioning Weather Center, powered locally by Ferguson HVAC.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team Meteorologist Ian Cassette with your Central Florida forecast. A few light showers remain possible here through this evening, with quieter weather expected overnight and a low around 76 degrees. Tuesday, we'll see a high of 93 degrees with a feels-like temperature in the triple digits, similar to the last couple of days, though rain chances roll in by lunchtime and are expected to peak through mid-afternoon with showers and storms likely. As we go through the rest of the week, expect daily afternoon storms with highs in the low 90s. For the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Ian Cassette.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Discover credit cards do something pretty awesome. At the end of your first year, they automatically double all the cash back you've earned. That's right, everything you earned doubled. The cash back from trips, restaurants, all doubled. Seriously, though, see terms and check it out for yourself at discover.com/match.
At Fifth Third Bank, we give you free checking, never have hidden fees, and help protect your identity.
Oh, really?
Yep. See, our name equals 166.7%. So we put in that much effort.
Well, my name's Jim, so I guess I'm headed to the gym. And I'm gonna put in 166.7% effort too.
Aw, I'm proud of you.
No one's ever been proud of me.
This is banking a Fifth Third better. Fifth Third Bank, National Association member FDIC.
Running a small business takes grit and determination and a communications provider that's got your back. That's Spectrum Business. Fast, reliable communication solutions that keep your business going. Get 300 megabits per second internet, just $49.99 a month when bundled with Spectrum Business Connect, the all-in-one phone system that lets you work from anywhere on any device. And get a free mobile line for a year. Visit spectrum.com/go faster. Restrictions apply. Services not available in all areas.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
My fellow Americans, R.C. Hill here from R.C. Hill Mitsubishi. I think it's high time we celebrate. To help you relieve stress and start having fun again. It's time to let freedom ride and break free from your old ride. and declare your independence in a nicer, newer car for just $7 down. Have you been feeling put down, fed up, or just plain tired? Then it's time to let freedom ride. So keep your cash and drive a new 23 Outlander for just $7 down. All RC Hill Mitsubishis include a lifetime limited warranty. Even if you've heard no in the past, America is a land of opportunity, and I believe everyone deserves to drive a nicer, newer car today. So kick your old ride to the curb and let freedom ride for just $7 down. But hurry, this celebration ends soon. I'm RC Hill, your car dealer next door. Get free at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
$7 down on cars with approval. Negative equity may be refinanced. Example, stock number NY2354. $7 down, $3.99 per month for 84 months. 3.9 APR.
At Wells Fargo, if you accidentally overdraw your account, we give you an extra day grace period to avoid the overdraft fee. What if everything came with an extra day?
Sunday night and I have the Sunday scaries.
Honey, don't be scared. Every weekend comes with an extra day now.
All right. TGI Sunday.
It helps to have an extra day. When it comes to overdrafts, you can with Wells Fargo.
Visit wellsfargo.com/getextra to learn more. Terms and conditions apply. Subject to timing requirements and the bank's funds availability policy. Wells Fargo Bank N.A. member FDIC.
Every day is good with the new Dunkin' Chorizo and Egg Wrap. Made with chorizo, scrambled eggs, and cheese. Or the Chicken and Roasted Pepper Wrap. Made with chicken, roasted peppers, and cheese. America runs on Dunkin'. Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer. Terms apply.
Deciding where to bank is no small task. It's a matter of trust, confidence, and benefits. The more the merrier. At Addition Financial Credit Union, we're all about more. More challenges overcome, more financial knowledge gained, more empowering you to reach your long-term financial goals. That's because we're more than just a bank. We're your financial partner, and we'll be with you every step of the way. Count us in at additionfi.com. That's additionfi.com. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hear the latest news from the headlines on your phone. Download the free iHeartRadio app for exclusive live coverage of breaking news. From what's happening where you live to what's happening across the country. Live from the center of the story. Listen for free anywhere, anytime. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
The number one cause of accidents is distracted driving, like cell phones, eating, and playing with the radio. So leave it right here on Real Radio. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
When it comes to $1 small Slurpee drinks at 7-Eleven, no one's doing it like you. You're inventing new flavor combos, throwing caution to the wind. You're a frozen fizz whiz, a pina colada prodigy. You mix cherry and blue raspberry like a pro. Only you know the perfect ratio. Just when they think you're done, you add a splash of summertime citrus, just because you can. And because your small Slurpee drink masterpiece is just $1 at 7-Eleven. Slurpee, anything flows. Expires 12/31/2023 plus tax. Visit store for details.
We now return to the Jim Colbert Show.
Colbert Show. Love you guys. This is Chris from St. Cloud.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show here on Real Radio. By the way, your 6 o'clock keyword, you only have about 8 minutes left, but it is Bills, B-I-L-L-S. Get over to realradio.fm and send that away. Remember, this is our last week. So if you plan on getting in there and try to get that money, make sure when you hear that keyword, you get in there and start dialing as quickly as possible. And keep your phone near you. That's how they'll tell you you've won. You gasped a second ago. Was there some news out there we need to know about?
No, I'm just reading about the weather that's gripping the world.
Oh, yeah.
I just know, though, if I ever give you that response verbatim, I'm watching porn. It's weather. Weather's outside.
All right, welcome back. I'm
Jim. Like Iran, the heat index, 152 degrees.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Well, it was last year in some parts of India, you could not walk across the street because the roads had basically turned to liquid tar.
Yeah.
And your shoes would stick into the road.
Basically, they're just saying that, so many of these weather records have been shattered, with this June and July heat, over 2,000 at last count, that it's just, we're really entering an era where it's just.
So
two other women just died in Grand Canyon National Park or Hell's, what is it?
Hell's Canyon.
Yeah.
Death Mountain.
Yeah, they were out there.
Death Valley.
Yeah, Death Valley. There you go. Two more women. 2 more people died out there just walking.
Yeah. I read a story today on the Wall Street Journal, I think is where I saw it, that all the groundwater that we use for irrigation and everything, that it's had an impact on the tilt of the Earth.
Yeah,
and they're trying to go back and track the tilt of the Earth and like these heat wave events.
We've pulled out so much groundwater from the 90s to the 2000s that we've literally tilted the Earth off like 30 inches from its axis.
For bottled water?
For water that we've pulled out of the ground. We've tilted. Yeah.
The Southwest, I'm going to tell you, in 5 years, there will be no lawns west of the Mississippi.
Hell, we'll be lucky if there's a Southwest at this point. I mean, because this is the kind of heat where you just it's hard to escape it.
Yeah, they're not going to allow you to water anything soon. I think a lot of those areas in Arizona and the Midwest out there have already gone to zero drought, or zero water, drought resistant. Yeah, zero escapes, where it's just cactus and grasses that don't need any water and stones, stuff like that.
If only we all kind of had that forethought to do that instead of having, these green grasses.
Yeah.
See, sometimes when I hear a conversation on the show, I'm like, man, there is just different tiers. Because Jim, ask me what I'm doing.
What are you doing?
I'm looking up Iran's weather. You don't trust that.
Yeah.
You don't trust it.
I do not know.
And I wouldn't either. I'm not quite there yet.
All right, 407-916-1041. Deb is here, Jack is here, Ross is here. Our buddy Ray Trentley's sticking around for last call here in a second. Speaking of that, let's get to it. By the way, it's onefirmforlife.com. Offices up in Altamont Springs. Pretty much any kind of law you need, specializing in family law.
That's right.
Divorces and estates, making sure your estate is ready to go.
That's right. We were here to help you out with whatever life throws your way.
That's right.
And if you're lucky, maybe you'll be knocking Ray out of our poker tournament August 19th.
It won't be hard. All I do is bluff.
Very good.
Oh, that's a bluff.
That's a bluff.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I love it.
Mind games. 3D chess.
Deb, who do we have to thank today?
We want to thank Brandon Kravitz. We also want to thank friendly attorney Ray Trendley from TK Law, onefirmforlife.com. And last but never least, Sam Bowen and Candace Rich for running our YouTube chat.
There you go. Our Jack, question of the day?
Yeah, have you ever had to pay bail? It was open for us, whether it was for yourself or for someone else. And if you combine the 3 polls that we put up there, it's coming about 30% yes.
Oh, I was going to say 28%. That was going to be my guess, so I'm good.
You're right on the money.
Yeah, there you go. Ross, stand up.
Yes, this Thursday, Zanies, Nashville. It's going down. It's a live taping. Killer Bees presents. I'm honestly just so stoked to touch the Zanies stage this Thursday.
Cannot wait to hear all about that for sure. All right, let's get to it here. Let's go with Matthew. Last call. Matthew, last call.
What's the best part about having sex with a transvestite?
I do not know, buddy. What?
Reaching her.
Now, you know what? I love the fact the phone hated that joke so much.
Yeah. It wasn't us.
The phone actually shut your stupid joke.
Yeah, the phone was like, yeah, no, we ain't doing this.
Craig, last call.
Hey guys, Craig from Denver, Colorado, listening to you guys for a very long time. Just want to say thank you to Deb, Ross, and yourself for a wonderful engagement, and also listening to your guys' podcast. In addition to that, your daughter being stationed at Buckley Air Force Base, or now Space Force Base, that's the same base I was stationed at as well. So thank you to your daughter for her service, and also thank you guys for keeping it fresh and lively every single day.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that.
Thank you, but what about Jack?
Come on,
man?
Jack.
Jack appreciates it too.
Ray, let's go where we're appreciated.
I guess.
Oh. Getting hot on you, Jack.
Yeah.
Jeff, last call.
Mr. Colorado guy.
I guess.
I have a new
I'll write down
item
that
on
number.
my bucket list.
What's that?
I'm going to hug Ray Trinley.
Oh, you better
Come
watch
on,
out.
bring it on.
You better watch out. He's very firm. His hugs are very firm. Mike or Party Mom first today, guys?
Oh, God. What's the lead? Is it 1-1? I think it's 1-1.
I think it's all tied up.
Party Mom says it's 2-0, so
no, it's not that. It's 1-1. I say we'll go Party Mom first.
Party Mom, last call.
Attorney Trenley.
Yes, ma'am.
What did Delaware?
I don't know. What did Delaware?
Maybe in New Jersey.
Oh.
Not bad.
I was really thinking hard about that one.
She's on it, man.
All right. Strong performance.
Mike, last call.
Boy, it's heating up with Party Mom, isn't it? Okay, this is what I got for today. This is what I got for today. Mike Buzzer Larson here. Ray, you and I are now doing a PSA because we care about the listeners, unlike Party Mom. A scientific report suggests big benefits to eating dried grapes. I'm talking about dried grapes. You know, we're doing it right now, Trenley.
What are we doing right now?
Ray, we're raising awareness.
Oh, my God! These two are having a pun battle, and I hope they both lose.
And the winner, Party Mom.
Yeah. Very good. All right, let's get the hell out of here. On behalf of Deb, Jack, and Ross, and our buddy Ray Trinley, I'm Jim. We follow the News Junkie. They follow the Monsters of the Morning. After us, it's Tom and Dan with the Corporate Time and our friends from Real Laughs. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 for more of the Jim Colbert Show. Until then, have yourself a wonderful Monday evening.
Bye.
I do ginger brandy.
A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan is coming up next on Real Radio 104.1.